Welcome, Chicago. It is beginning to be my favorite time of year, y'all. It is beginning to be my favorite time of year. What time of year is that? I'm going to come clean. It's time for sundresses and pretty toes. Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Hey.
Now you know that means you're listening to the afternoon show with Atiba Buchanan and
LaDonna Ray. Ain't no pretty toes here unless you're talking about all natural, because I am protesting the high ass gas prices. So ain't no pretty toes for a minute till they drop.
All right. Well, to each his own.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I still love you as my co-host.
Yeah.
Right.
I got pretty toes without going to the shop.
Okay. So
anyway, if you're on Facebook Live, please share the show. We would love to see you do that. Show out for our Friday, which is Thursday, and continue to drop those comments so that we can read them later.
All right, guys, we got a power-packed show today. We're going to be speaking with attorney Ted London for the Legal Line. It's Relationship Thursday. Great conversation there. Our good friend Jason Easterly is joining us for Think Tech.
Yes.
And our very own Cleopatra Draper will join us the same way that we joined Matt McGill to talk about her event this weekend. So again, we have, if you're not with WVON this weekend, you are really missing out. But right now, we have an amazing guest for you. He's joining us via StreamYard. We're bringing him in right now. Travis Payne is an award-winning choreographer, creative director, and producer whose career spans decades at the highest levels of the entertainment industry. Best known for his 17-year creative partnership with Michael Jackson, Payne has helped shape some of the most iconic performances in modern music history, and he is here because we are on the precipice of the biopic of Michael Jackson being released across the country.
I think it's just called Michael. It's not Michael Jackson, it's Michael.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying that's the name of the movie. You said Michael Jackson.
I just put the Michael Jackson biopic. I didn't say the name of the movie.
It's coming out tomorrow.
Okay, go ahead.
And joining us on the live line, or actually, if you see them on our Facebook Live, we are sitting here, or should I say, sitting across from choreographer Travis Payne. Welcome to the show. I had to look.
Thank you.
I had to look twice. I'm gonna say it.
Go ahead. Say it.
I thought it was Tyrese.
Did you? Okay. I'll take that.
Listen, he ain't lying.
Well, first of all, Atiba and LaDonna, thank you for having me. I appreciate you. And hey, Chicago.
Yeah,
but Tyrese, I take it. I like him. I think I also get DL Hughley sometimes. And then I've gotten RuPaul before.
Oh, wow.
All right. Which one is your favorite?
I love them all. But RuPaul and I actually went to the same high school in Atlanta, Northside School of the Arts. Yeah, okay. He before me. But yeah, I'm an Atlanta kid.
Well, speaking of which, your love for dancing obviously showed with being a choreographer to Michael Jackson for more than 17 years. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us what was it like knowing that you could not only could you dance, but actually train somebody like or work with someone like Michael Jackson?
Dream come true, in short. I remember being at the Victory Tour, seeing Michael and his brothers, and then years later being at the Bad Tour, seeing Michael and dancers, one of which was a Black dancer who would go on to be, one of my mentors and team members over the years and creative partners, Lavelle Smith Jr., who spent a lot of time in Chicago, actually, in his early career. But that would happen. But before that, I would tour with Janet on the Rhythm Nation tour at 19 years old, just out of Morehouse College. And so it just kind of happened very quickly. And I remember meeting Oprah speaking of Chicago, meeting Oprah at Michael's ranch, and I was wearing my Morehouse sweatshirt, and she said, "Did you graduate?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Why not?" I said, "Well, I moved here to work with Michael Jackson." And she was standing next to him, and she said, "Good answer." So, it's been a wonderful experience. Michael is the height of not only artistry, but kindness and just humanity. And there wasn't a day that goes by that I didn't learn something that has stuck with me, and I still implement in all of my work.
Now, you've worked with a lot of people, including Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Madonna, Cher, Sting, Usher, and En Vogue. That's my favorite.
Yes, yes. And TLC. and TLC.
Fantastic.
Yep, and
In light of
Brandy.
that,
Yep.
you got that wide range of experience. Tell us then, comparatively, what was Michael Jackson's work ethic like?
Well, the thing is with Michael, very different than many artists, and it's not even their fault. Michael had a platform that allowed us to take the time to research, investigate, explore, and create at the highest level, where time really stood still, and we were able to let the art take the center stage. And then the commerce followed. Many times it's in reverse. You see, you're up against deadlines and budgets, and you have to kind of back into what works
The
at that
artistry.
time.
Right.
So they're like apples and oranges, but being able to create with Michael all those years, all those projects, just, it was like being at university. It was a PhD in entertainment, not only what's on the stage, but the marketing, the promotion of it, the psychology behind creation, the business aspects of it. There was just so much. He was a wealth of knowledge and always was willing to share his knowledge with everyone around him.
I'm thinking about how you were possibly working with him, but by him being such a fantastic dancer just by his own right, was it difficult to work with the steps or the moves that he wanted to perfect and you had to polish?
Yes, in that Michael never allowed us to settle. He always wanted to leave no stone unturned. And he would say the best idea doesn't even have to come from him. He just wants to land on it. And he would take the time to do it. Ghost, one of the films that we made, um, directed by the great Stan Winston, it took us 4 years.
Mm.
And Michael invested in technology for the camera that would be used first by him. Ghost has more CGI components than Jurassic Park.
Wow.
And
Amazing.
that was the height at the bar in which it was set. So, any other thing is like cake, because we have done Ghost. We probably had 4 versions of it. There were infinite versions of the steps. The music changed, the albums changed during the
Yeah.
creation of it. So it was a huge undertaking, and they were all very similar.
That's
To
what I'm
your
talking
point,
about. Yeah.
to your point, talking about Michael's investment in technology, I recently rewatched the video Black or White, and
Yeah.
the scene at the end with the changing faces
Mm-hmm.
has aged very, very well.
Yeah.
You can't say that about a lot of stuff from 92, and you look at it in 2026, things begin to look antiquated and old. Not so.
You're right.
It ages. I mean, it looks amazing. Like he made
Yeah.
that video last week. So
And you know what else
Yeah.
is amazing? We're going to go to break. And when we come back, we're going to continue with our very special guest, which is Travis Payne, choreographer. And he worked with Michael Jackson 17 years. Michael's coming out tomorrow. We'll be right back.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Join Rainbow Push for this week's Saturday morning forum, where community, leadership, and purpose come together under one roof. Hear from Yusuf D. Jackson, Reverend Stephen Thurston II, and keynote speaker, Reverend Marshall Hatch Sr., along with special guests raising their voices for change and accountability. It all takes place Saturday, April 25th at Rainbow Push National Headquarters, 930 East 50th Street. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. with breakfast served. The forum begins at 10. And this is just the beginning. Join them again June 10th through the 14th for the Rainbow Push Annual Conference, Fulfilling the American Promise. For more information, visit rainbowpush.org.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
WVON turned 63 years young in April, and we're celebrating all month long.
Well, look about, look about, look about, look about. Ooh, wee.
Join us for WVON Night at the Black Ensemble Theater on Friday, April 24th, for the return of the award-winning play, The Jackie Wilson Story. This electrifying production will have you singing and dancing in the aisles as the Black Ensemble brings this musical legend to life. His voice, his moves, his music. It changed everything, from Jackie Wilson's Lonely Teardrops
Lonely teardrops.
to Higher and Higher. It's more than a musical. It's a theatrical experience. Join WVON's afternoon personalities, Atiba Buchanan, and me, LaDonna Ray, as we host WVON Night at the Black Ensemble Theater, 4450 North Clark, Friday, April 24th.
Get your tickets now at blackensembletheater.org or click the Black Ensemble banner at WVON.com.
WVON is 63 and still having fun.
Since 1985, Solo Beauty has been Chicago's home for beauty, culture, and confidence. From locks to curls, find all your favorite brands. Luster Pink, TGIN, Talia Waheed, plus local favorites like Tress Organics, Lock Bay, and Black Panther. When you shop Solo, you support Black jobs, Black business, and Black beauty. Visit us at 8158 South Cottage Grove or 9011 South Ashland, or shop online and on DoorDash. And don't forget to tune in Tuesdays at 9 p.m. for the Black Hair Care Business Talk Show on WVON. Shop Solo, shine together.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-295-6576. 800-295-6576.
Have you checked out WVON's digital streaming network, Bond TV? It's everywhere on Roku, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Fire, on the WVON app, and at VON.TV. Bond TV, it's cultural content on purpose.
This is your host and life coach, Linnell Harris, and I want you to join me every Sunday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for Inspirational Perspective. On Inspirational Perspective, we talk life vision, life purpose, and the show is all about helping you live the best life possible. So join me as we look at supporting you in living the life you intend to live and making your life's vision a reality. Every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 a.m. WVON.
This report is brought to you by ComEd, powering lives. Here's a great savings idea. Did you know you've got the power to manage your energy? Yep, from usage alerts to energy saving programs and more. ComEd has all kinds of ideas to help you gain control over your energy saving costs. Find out more at ComEd.com/energy savings.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
When the word is on your shoulder, gotta straighten up your act and boogie down. If you can't hang with the feeling, then there ain't no room for you in this part of town. 'Cause with the party, people night and day, living crazy, that's the only way. So
Welcome back, y'all. It's the afternoon show on WVON 1690, 63 years. That's right. Happy anniversary and birthday to WVON. You guys can hit the phone lines, of course, but you don't have much time because we got to get moving. But it is so great to talk to you, Mr. Travis Payne. And I want to ask you, 17 years working with Michael Jackson. That was after his collaborations with Michael Peters. Michael Peters
Correct.
was bad mofo.
Yes, he was.
Did you ever gotten a chance to meet him?
I did. I worked with Michael Peters several times. I was in the Performing Arts High School, as we talked about earlier, Northside School of the Arts. He came there for the Coca-Cola Centennial Celebration. He was at the height of his Thriller fame, and Michael Peters came and choreographed this ceremony for Coca-Cola and brought dancers from Los Angeles and New York to Atlanta. And so that was the first time I worked with him as a high school, I think, junior. And then when I finally moved to Los Angeles, I got to work with him again on a series that I was cast for with Savion Glover called Shangri-La Plaza. Michael Peters directed that. And then we also worked on the Jackson Family Honors, which was a televised special. And I had just completed the Dangerous tour when that happened. So Michael Peters is one of my mentors. He is, along with Debbie Allen and Kenny Ortega and Paul Abdul, are the blueprints for how to, build a career, an empire on dance, as the catalyst for it.
I love it. You know, Michael Jackson's actual nephew is playing his character,
Yes.
Jafar Jackson. Have you seen the screen? Have you seen the movie yet?
Yes, I went to
Oh,
the Hollywood premiere on
oh,
Monday,
okay.
and I'm just so proud of Jafar. I'm
Yeah, I was
really,
gonna
really
say.
pleased with his performance. I think he's one of the best things about the picture. And I got to go to set and meet him for the first time, and I was holding his hands. We were standing on the stage on the set that they were filming, and I looked in his eyes. I was like, wow, it's uncanny. Like you feel like him,
Mm, yeah.
and more importantly to me than looking exactly like him, the aura was similar. And and I just told him, I said, it's your turn. You were literally born to play this role. And so go make us proud. And don't be
Oh,
fearful.
that
Just
is
just be bold.
fantastic.
Go boldly forward.
And
Like his
this,
uncle would tell me, go boldly forward. Fear has no space in the room. It did not work to be there. You did.
Having seen the film, and you having a frame of reference that most of us wouldn't have,
Mhm.
do you think the film captured the essence of Michael, not just on stage but off stage as well?
Well, here's the thing. The film takes place between 66 and 88. So
Hmm.
for me, my tenure with Michael,
Was
since I
after.
was a child, I loved him. But the bad tour made my career choice for me,
Yeah.
when I was in high school, but I wouldn't meet him until afterward. So I think what the film does do very well is take tentpole moments in his history and just expand on them, and give you a little more of the reasoning or a little bit more of the behind the scenes or the psychology of what was going on during that time. So I think it's very good at doing that. But I certainly hope that, there will be a day where we will see even more information that we didn't know about Michael too, as a super fan or remain a super fan. I want to know things I didn't know. I would love to see more.
after 17 years of working with him, what part of Michael Jackson still lives within you?
His kindness. He was generous to a fault. He was so tapped into the other person. He always put the other person, at the same level with him. His humanity, his humility. We all love his artistry, but I miss the guy. And I'm so glad that people got glimpses of him in This Is It, which was never meant to be shown. But I would always say to Michael throughout the years, I just wish people could see what you just said. I wish they could see you sitting on the floor right now, eating Kentucky Fried Chicken, drinking Martinelli's apple juice, just chilling. Like, I wish they could really
Oh,
see you like rehearsing in your pajamas right now. Like you are entertaining. Like he was funny, he was witty, he was highly intelligent. You'll see in the movie that he escaped in books. He knows so much and was an encyclopedia, about the earth, the human condition. Many know he traveled and worked as a child, but the way he traveled and the lens through which he saw the world was really, really, really unique. So, he had been saying heal the world in the music for decades. He had been wearing face masks. He had been warning us of all this cataclysmic global stuff that we're enduring.
he
He had been
tried to tell
saying
us.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah, listen to Earth Song, you
Yeah.
see. So that's the part I miss. And and he remains the most charitable individual on the planet as recognized by Guinness. So when you look at the enormous fame he had, he matched it with humility and humanity and was very disarming. He could make anyone feel comfortable.
And that's nice because we often forget and allow ourselves to forget. Again, like they said in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. To
Mhm.
achieve that degree of fame, he did not shy away from the responsibility that came with it.
Yeah. He ran headfirst into it. A lot of times on our day off, he went to burn victims units,
Yeah.
always gifting, always trying to put a smile on someone's face. He would route his tours based on the socioeconomic conditions of the territories we were going because he knew that bringing his show there would enrich the environment and the communities, especially communities of color, and that would then help the families. So he would do stuff like that. It was very intentional, and you don't get to know a lot of that. Those are the kind of things I'd love to see in any potential follow-up.
Wow,
to
there's so
Michael.
many other questions I would have for you, but we ran out of time. Like I
That's
know
okay.
there's so many people that imitate him, and what are they missing? We just don't have time to get all of that answered. But I just want to
Well,
thank you for coming on here
my
and giving us
pleasure. My
insight.
pleasure. And like Beyonce would say, one of one. He really was the first one of one. Really.
Yeah.
And remains that way. But if your listeners and viewers want to know more about me, I'm Travis Payne one on IG and YouTube. My website is travispayne.com. And I thank you very, very much. I thank you.
We thank you, brother.
Absolutely. I'm
All
about
right.
to
God
follow
bless
you.
you. Yes,
Follow
thank
back.
you. Thank you. I'll follow you back. Y'all
All
enjoy
right.
Michael. All right.
Guys, thank you. It's time for news, traffic, and weather. And up next, Ted London. He's already waiting on us. We'll be right back.
Hope you're having a thriving Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here's what's happening in your local and national news. A proposed constitutional amendment to tax millionaires failed to get enough support from Illinois House Democrats to move forward. The plan would have added a 3% tax on income over $1 million, with revenue aimed at property tax relief and possibly school funding. Democrats divided over how to use the money, preventing the measure from reaching the required supermajority. Without enough votes, the proposal will not advance to the ballot this year. In other news, a man linked to the deadly friendly fire shooting of a Chicago police officer is going to prison. Jalen Arnold was sentenced to 8 years behind bars. He pleaded guilty to a felony gun charge. Arnold was at the scene of the June 2025 shooting on the city's south side. During the pursuit of the suspect, Officer Carlos Baker accidentally shot and killed his partner, Crystal Rivera. The case against co-defendant Adrian Rucker remains pending. In other news, your next date may ask you about your FICO score. Daria Albinger has the story.
Talk about personal finance. Gen Zs and millennials have had it with financial future fakers. A survey by the dating app Highly says they want to know upfront what a potential life partner's balance sheet is before they commit to a relationship. In fact, 20% of respondents say they want to know what a match's credit score is before they agree to meet. And many say they wouldn't consider dating anyone with a score below 580. And while looking at a credit score might seem cold, the 2015 Federal Reserve study found people with higher credit scores were more likely to form a relationship and stay together. I'm Daria Albinger.
And Michelle Obama praised WNBA star Angel Reese on her IMO podcast, highlighting her poise and resilience under pressure. She said Reese handles fame and criticism beautifully and called her a joy to watch. Obama also pushed back on harsh criticism, noting that she added challenges Black women often face in the spotlight. Reese responded emotionally, thanking Obama for the support. This newscast is brought to you with a reminder that tickets are going fast for WVON night at the Jackie Wilson Story this Friday, April 24th at the Black Ensemble Theater, 4450 North Clark Street. Get tickets at thebblackensemble.org at WVON.com. I'm Logan Page, and that's what's happening in your news now on WVON 1690 AM.
Hi, this is Jill Ross, creator and producer of the Chicago Read-In. I'm excited to join WVON for this cultural experience that is designed to excite and stimulate the minds of young people ages 6 to 16. Join us Saturday, April 25th at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701 South King Drive at 12 noon for an amazing show that will keep young people and their parents on the edges of their seats. From dance to music to mime to art to rich creative storytelling, there is literally no program like the one we've put together that offers a cultural lens while igniting the minds of young people. The Chicago Read-In is free, but you must register at Eventbrite or WVON.com. We'll see you Saturday, April 25th. The Chicago Read-In is produced in conjunction with Vaughn TV series Turn the Page, which premieres this summer.
The Chicago Read-In is powered by ComEd.
Smart conversations with smart people makes us smarter. And that's exactly what you get on Bound and Woven with Rufus Williams. This isn't surface level talk. This is where authors become experts, where books become blueprints, and where ideas are challenged, not just discussed. From Colin Woodard on Nations Apart, to Gloria J. Brown Marshall breaking down the history of protests in America, to Gary Tyler sharing a story of resilience and redemption and stitching freedom. These are not interviews. These are conversations that matter, because every book has a story and every story has a deeper meaning. Bound and Woven with Rufus Williams on Vaughn TV. You can catch us on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV Plus, the WVON app, and VON.TV.
You're invited to the Chesterfield Community Council's Greater Chatham Communities Home Expo. Join us Saturday, April 25th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Thule Park, 90th and King Drive. This exciting community event will connect residents with valuable resources and experts to help strengthen and invest in our homes and neighborhoods. What you'll find at the expo: home improvement programs, property tax relief information, resources for home buyers, utility assistance programs, dynamic educational seminars, opportunities to connect with contractors, and so much more. Whether you're a current homeowner, planning to buy, or looking for ways to improve your property, this event is designed with you in mind. Don't miss it. Please join us on Saturday, April 25th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Thule Park, 90th and King Drive. We look forward to seeing you there. Sponsored in part by Neighborhood Housing Services, ComEd, Providence Bank, Seaway Self-Help, and State Farm Insurance, Don Hines.
It's Rufus Williams. Every weekday morning from 7 to 9, I break down what's really going on: politics, power, and the people shaping our communities. Think of it like your morning newspaper: headlines, context, and what it actually means, so you can take it in, sit with it, and move smarter through your day. If you're part of the Roo Crew, you already know. And if you're watching on Facebook Live, the comments are a whole other show. A family reunion happening in real time. Listen live or on the WVON app, or join us on Facebook Live. It's the Rufus Williams Show, weekdays 7 to 9, right here on 1690 WVON.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's. Lowe's has the brands pros trust to get the job done. Get 10% off new Catalyst fencing solutions when you buy in bulk. Plus, save $180 on a select DeWalt miter saw. Valid through May 6th. While supplies last, selection vary by location.
It's Gospel with Pam Morris Walton, your gospel sister, on WVON Sundays, 11 to 2 p.m. Music to help you on your journey. I'll see you there. WVON.
Hey, baby! I'm your Magnolia Blues man, Sir Henry Cheatham, inviting you to join us
Mr. Big Stuff, tell me.
on WVON 1690 for some real American music and culture. Here on Classic Blues and R&B. Check us out Saturday, 11 p.m. until 2 a.m. on WVON and Classic Blues and R&B.
Wherever you are,
Live in Evanston, in Northwest Indiana,
in Deerfield, in Chinatown,
we are.
Kane County,
South Cottage Grove Avenue,
reporting live in Calumet City,
When news breaks,
in Elgin,
107th and Central, at City Hall,
the Chatham neighborhood,
when weather changes,
around Harvey, Homewood, Thornton,
live in Lyons, at the lakefront,
from Chicago
in Pilsen, in Rogers Park,
to the suburbs,
in Highland Park,
O'Hare Airport,
from Hallis Hall,
from Joliet,
we are there for you.
ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
We are Chicago.
I went through some challenges growing up. Sports was my outlet.
Tonight, the NFL Draft is live on ABC.
I believe that's what football's all about. The fans, your teammates, and family.
Be there when the next generation of legends steps into the spotlight. Touchdown! Hosted by Reese Davis, Kirk Herbstreit, Nick Saban, Desmond Howard, and the College Game Day crew, who will write their name into NFL history. Welcome to the NFL Draft.
Tonight at 7 on ABC 7.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-295-6576. 800-295-6576.
Hey everybody, this is Kendall Moore, The Kendall Moore Show, getting you from your work week to your weekend each and every Friday night from 6 until 9 p.m. I get you from your work week to your weekend. Church, Tabernacle.
Kendall Moore, radio for the next generation on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM, WVON.
This report is brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Don't let data limits hold you back from being the GIF master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get Unreal Unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com.
Join Rainbow Push for this week's Saturday morning forum, where community, leadership, and purpose come together under one roof. Hear from Yusuf D. Jackson, Reverend Stephen Thurston II, and keynote speaker, Reverend Marshall Hatch Sr., along with special guests raising their voices for change and accountability. It all takes place Saturday, April 25th at Rainbow Push National Headquarters, 930 East 50th Street. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. with breakfast served. The forum begins at 10. And this is just the beginning. Join them again June 10th through the 14th for the Rainbow Push Annual Conference, Fulfilling the American Promise. For more information, visit rainbowpush.org.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
From the Xfinity Studios at WVON, it's Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on Chicago's Essential Storyteller, 1690 WVON. It's time for the 3:30 Focus with Ted London, powered by the law offices of Ted London and Associates.
Trying to be everything to everyone. I wish that I could turn the tables, 'cause this world's got me running round in circles. I guess it would make it easier if I had someone.
All right, we're back. That wasn't too long, right? And of course, when we have some good, fresh music playing, you know that can mean, as Atiba would say, only one thing, and that is that Attorney Ted London is on the line with us with the law office of Attorney Ted London. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, Miss LaDonna, how are you? Good afternoon to you and to Mr. Tiba.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah, Tiba, happy Thursday to you as well. I am checking you both out on Facebook Live here. I'm joining you, in fact, on Facebook Live. Listeners, if you are not up on the Facebook Live yet on WVON, you should check it out because you get to see lovely LaDonna and her beautiful smile, and Mr. Tiba, who's looking all so debonair this afternoon, and you happen to see this old Ted London as well. So check us out on Facebook Live on WVON.
Look, we just want to tell you, well, I want to tell you,
yes,
I look forward to Thursdays,
yes,
because I get to see you, whether it's virtually or in-house.
Sure.
But it's that time. You got to get back in the studio with us, and we want you to come empty-handed. All right.
Well, it's going to be hard pressed for me to come empty-handed, LaDonna, because that's just not how I would travel. But so we'll come. I'm going to accept the invitation. I will come, but please just allow me to do what I like to do and bring Mr. Tiba something. If I'm coming to the studio, I have to have something. Cannot come empty-handed. So please just allow me to do that.
If you insist.
Good. I want to say, as always, it's such a pleasure and a privilege to join you guys every Thursday here at 3:30 on the Legal Line. As always, I have to say hello to my wonderful wife, Kelly, who is listening as well. And good afternoon to the WVON family. You know what? I've been listening to you guys all week this week. I've had some time to listen to you guys as I'm going from appointment to appointment over the last number of weeks. Atiba, they gave you a tough time on that Morehouse deal the other day.
The I Agree with LaDonna show. Yes.
That's what it was, but you held up there, Atiba, but that's exactly what that was. I Agree with LaDonna's show, and great show.
Thank you.
We're gonna have another great show today too, and here's what we're going to be talking about today. Some of you may know, as I mentioned it last week, I'm representing the family of a 10-year-old boy who passed away as a result of a fire about a week ago. And since then, my heart's still broken, and the hearts of my staff who's hearing about the story, their hearts are broken as well. And today, I'm going to have Chief Anthony Frazier join us because I think the African-American community needs to know more about fire safety. And we just don't have enough information. So we should have Chief Frazier joining us. Is Chief Frazier there?
He is on the live line.
Good. So Chief Frazier, welcome to you.
Welcome to WVON family. Anthony Frazier, Senior, Chief, Deputy District Chief of the Chicago Fire Department. Thanks for having me.
Now, not only is Chief Frazier a big mucky muck with CFD, he happens to also be a client of our law office as well. So I was able to call him and have him join us. Chief Frazier, let's get right to it. The African American community needs information on fire safety. What should Black families know about fire safety and how to protect their families if there's a fire and how to prevent fires? What are some things that we should know?
Okay. First of all, again, thanks to the WVON family for having me, but I have to also thank my predecessors, Robert, who also has a show on there, and Jim Wimbush, who comes on the show periodically, and I would be remiss if I wouldn't mention Ezra McCann, who all of my mentors.
That's right.
So I have to make sure I pay homage to those brothers first. What I'll do is just kind of go down the 10 steps of fire safety, and then that way, hopefully they can grab something. When I talk to the children, I make it a lot more plain, but at the end of the day, 10 steps of fire safety, it will be very helpful. So number one, we'll get right to it. Smoke detectors save lives. Smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors save lives. So everyone should have them in their home. They should check the batteries monthly, but now they have the 10-year smoke detector batteries. When you see people walking around with, let's say, Jordans or things like that and stuff that they get them for Christmas, something simple as a smoke detector. People our age, the WVON family, the more senior people should be giving the people that don't know about smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, because they sometimes can be a little pricey, and sometimes we give them away free as well. So there'd be no reason for nobody should not have those.
Chief, question for you. How many smoke detectors should be in a home, and where should they be located?
So the new rule is you should have them in every bedroom, and you should have them in every sleeping area. But CO detectors, you should make sure that you have them on every floor that they have a gas appliance, meaning stove, hot water tank, furnace, things like that.
So that means
there should be more than one CO detector in the house?
Yes. So say, for instance, you have a ranch home, which is a 2-story home. You have the dryer, you have the furnace, and you have the gas you have the gas dryer and the hot water tank all in the basement. So you definitely should have one there. But also on the first level, you may have the gas stove. So you want to have one on that level as well.
So you could conceivably have, Chief, 4 to 6 or even more smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors in our homes, not just one or two.
That is correct.
Got it.
Just running through this 10 steps real quick. So second is have an escape plan. It's very important because every home is set up different. Some people live in high rises, single family homes, apartments, studios, trailer homes, whatever. You have to have an escape plan designed for your home. And it would be nice if you can practice it at least once a month, because everybody needs to know what the plan is. Number 3, sleep with your bedroom door closed, because our bedroom doors have usually have at least a 20-minute fire rating. So you want to make sure that if your bedroom door is closed, you hear the smoke detector, you're going to feel the door with the back of your hand before you go out. If it's hot, don't go out that way, but you should have a second means of egress, meaning something like a window. 4, we're going to go roll out of bed, crawl out, get to a neighbor's house, but not necessarily to a neighbor's house, to your meeting place. But you want to roll out of bed and you want to crawl because the smoke is high. So you want to get low so that you won't take in the smoke. But you also want to make sure that if that smoke is too thick, you try to do your second means of egress. Number 5, do not hide. We tell the kids, don't hide, go outside. But that's also to a meeting place. You got to make sure when you don't hide, you don't want to hide in a closet. You'd be surprised how many times kids are hiding under the bed or hiding in the closet, and they think they can hide from smoke. What they have to do is leave the house altogether. Number 6, no 2 ways out. So, yeah, know where your back door is, know where your front door is, but also know where the windows are. That's very important. And make sure that you can access the windows, because sometimes windows are locked, they have bars on them, different things of that nature. You have to make sure if you have whatever means of egress, you don't want to make sure it's blocked. And sometimes in our community, we have to do a little bit more to secure our homes, like the 2x4s behind the doors, bars. Make sure you can access those keys. Make sure the kids know how to get in and out of them. Very important. Again, seal the door with the back of your hand. Number 7, because if it's too hot, the back of your hand is most sensitive. So you want to make sure that if you seal the door with the back of your hand and it's too hot, that is not the way you're going. You possibly, if you can't go out the window, say you live on a high-rise floor or something, you possibly may need to just put some sheets up on the door, buy you some time, call 911 and tell the fire department where you are and just stay there, and then they'll come and get you. Number 8, do not go back in for anything. Go to the meeting place. What does that mean? So in my house, we have a fire hydrant just south of my home, a couple houses down. My family is instructed if they have a fire, when we all get out, go to that meeting place. Why is that important? Because if my wife is out and I'm not standing there by the meeting place to slash the fire hydrant, she doesn't know I'm out because we're supposed to go by that fire hydrant. So when the fire department comes and they say, is everybody out? That brings down the anxieties, because if somebody's in there on the second floor, first floor, bedroom, hey, yes, my husband is still in there. So that means we have to amp up a little bit, because our job is humans first, property second. So we're going to try to save you as best we can to try to get to you. But if nobody's in that building and you say, hey, everybody's out and we're standing by the meeting place, hey, it's just a building. We can replace that, right? The ninth thing is call 911. So call 911, what that means is a lot of times we have to instruct the kids to call 911, but nowadays everybody has a cell phone, right? So having a cell phone is a little different than sitting there with a landline. They could trace the landline back. As a cell phone, you got to give them very specific information. Name, address, what's the emergencies, what floor am I on, what apartment am I on? You know, am I in the back room, the front room? We don't know your layout of your home. You have to stay on the phone with us and give us very, very specific information. And if you could, we want you to stay on the phone with us the whole time while we're doing search and rescue so that we can bring you out of the building. Also, last thing is practice your escape plan. So you can't just make an escape plan and then 5 years later you don't have a fire, and then at one time you need it, you haven't practiced it because it's been so many years since you actually talked about it. You have to practice that stuff. And I know that WVON family deals with a lot of seniors. So I talked to a group of seniors a couple days ago, and ironically enough, if you're over 60, the fire department gives you free smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, and they will actually come out and install them. So without further ado, I'm going to give you guys that number, and you guys can repeat this number as well throughout the show. But the number is 312-747-6691. I'm going to say that again, 312-647-6691.
I think the number changed. The number changed. First, it was 312-747. Is it 747 or 647?
You're right. I'm sorry. 312-747-6691.
Okay.
So you guys got it, and you write that down, and that's for our seniors. You know, a lot of times they just don't know the resources. So I'm proud to give those resources to our community, because sometimes, you know, those things can be pretty pricey. So we just want to make sure that they have access to free services from the services that we bring from Chicago Fire Department.
What do you say to those that need to get equipment? I know we have some callers, but they need to get equipment like those ladders, the ladders that you can put underneath a windowsill or something. If you know you're in a high rise, maybe you should have an option.
Yeah, so options would be, again, second means of egress. So if you cannot, for whatever reason, go out of that door, yeah, you could tie some sheets together. Yeah, you can wave a pillowcase, letting the fire department know where you are. Yes, stay on the phone with them to let them know that you're up on that second, third, or fourth level so that they can come rescue you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Attorney London, we do have two calls.
Let's take the phone calls, please.
Okay, Miss Rose, you are on with Attorney London.
Oh, thank you. Attorney London, I have a question for a beneficiary. My mother died in 1967, and I didn't realize until about a month ago she had insurance on all the kids. She went in the hospital. We didn't know she was sick, and she died that day. And so I was wondering, how long can you be a beneficiary without making sure you got the money?
Ms. Rose, I'm going to answer this question. Then I want to get back to the fire safety because that's really important to me. But the fact is, beneficiaries never lapse. If you haven't collected funds that you are a named beneficiary on after several years, then it goes to the state. So you can go to the state treasurer's website, and they have an unclaimed funds portion of their website. You can go in there, type in mom's name, and then that information should pop up, and then you can make a claim and collect those funds through the state's treasurer's office. But those funds should still be available to the family and to the named beneficiaries.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hey, Ms. Rose, thanks for calling.
All right, we're going to give you the floor, Ted.
Well, again, this is near and dear to my heart because we lost a great 10-year-old boy from a terrific family. And I happen to be representing this family. And guess what? I'm representing another family of a 2-year-old boy who was at a hotel, and mom was brewing coffee, and he was able to reach up to the coffee pot. He heard the coffee pot percolating, pull the coffee pot down onto himself, and scald himself from his face all the way down to his stomach with hot coffee. So, Chief, can you tell us about how do we prevent children from, let's say, for example, while their parents are cooking and they step away from the stove for a second or step away from a brewing, percolating coffee pot? How do we protect children from these kind of tragedies and incidents?
Yeah, sure. So what we tell the children is, especially when we're talking in like grammar school level, 5-year-olds, kindergarten, stuff like that, don't play with matches, don't play with fireworks, make sure that you stay away from the stove. But the parents have an obligation as well to make sure the pots are turned on the inside. The parents have an obligation to make sure that the heating sources that they have, maybe, when they're trying to stay warm and they have a heater and it get cold in the Chicago area. So you want to make sure those things are 3 feet away. And I wanted to go back to just saying, I heard you say about the 10-year-old. I just wanted to say that, the fire department sends our condolences to that family as well. It's very important that, because we all have family members and children as well. So, it's just as hard on the fire department when we lose somebody and we're not able to get to that person. So, we feel that just as, not just as much, but our heart definitely goes out to that family.
Thank you for that, Chief Frazier. Chief Frazier, I have a question for you. What's the primary cause for fires in the African American community? And are those causes different in other communities?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think that working smoke detectors save lives, and not saying that who did have it or didn't have it, but at the same time, it does give you that early warning to get out. So the number one cause I would say is cooking and heating sources. So for example, if an African American community gas might have been cut off for whatever reason, and they're trying to heat their home with a stove, or they're trying to heat their home with a space heater, or maybe some type of electric heater, and they got the heater too close to the blankets or rug or something like that, or they got too many things plugged up. So these are the things that you have to really kind of look at, especially being senior people in our community. When we see those nephews, nieces, grandchildren that are sleeping like that, that's something that we have to let them know that they should not do.
You just talked about things being plugged in. For the family that I'm representing, I think what started the fire was a phone charger ignited the fire. Talk to us about phone chargers and things that are plugged in that may ignite fires that families just may not be aware of.
Yeah, so sometimes we have those circuits, and maybe it's like 4 or 5 different things that you can plug in. It's always smart to try to unplug those things at night before we go to sleep, because those things, wherever it is, if there's too many things plugged into that, it's a possibility that circuit could overload.
Got it.
Attorney London, if I could, we had a caller that just needed the number again because not all the callers are on Facebook. But I guarantee we would say it. It's 312-747-6691. If you're over 60, or was it 65? 60, yeah.
Over 60, yeah.
In the city of Chicago, get your free fire detector and CO2 alarm. Go ahead, sir.
Now, here's one of the things that I definitely learned today was that you need more than 2 or 3 smoke detectors in your home. You should have one at least on every floor, smoke detector, CO detector. You should have one outside of your bedrooms. There should be one where every a gas source is, that's stove, wash and dryer, heating unit, hot water tanks are gas powered, and there certainly be one at every level. So it sounds to me like there should almost be at least 5 or 6, 7 or more smoke detectors in every home. Chief Frazier just told us smoke detectors save lives. Folks, let's do what he told us to do. We have to have an escape plan. We have to practice it. Keep your doors closed in the evenings. Drop and roll. We've all been hearing that since we've been kids. If you have children, teach them, don't hide. You got to get outside if there's a fire. And we do have to practice these things the chief told us, probably as often as once a month. Find a designated spot outside. Once you're outside, don't go back in for toys or pets. These things are important because, again, we do lose lives in fires, and sometimes we take them for granted. We never think they're going to happen to us. And I just want to take the time today on the legal line to share some information with our community about fire safety because it is important.
Attorney London, Chief Frazier, thank you guys so much for this valuable and important information. Until next week.
Thanks for having me.
Chief Frazier, thank you very much.
Absolutely. All right.
Bye now.
All right. News, traffic, weather. And you know when we come back, it's Relationship Thursday.
Happy Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here are your news headlines. Documentary Michael anticipated to bring in $1 million+ revenue. River North Eatery held up at gunpoint. National Take Our Daughters and Sons Day is today, and today is a day to reach for more. National News from the Black Information Network is up next on Chicago's only urban talk radio station. WVON 1690 AM Berwyn, Chicago.
BIN News Now. House Republican leaders are speaking out for the first time on recent sexual misconduct scandals involving lawmakers. Speaker Mike Johnson called the cases a wake-up call, saying ethics rules should be reviewed.
Have to protect women and anyone who feels like there's any inappropriate behavior whatsoever.
Former Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez resigned amid allegations involving a former staffer. California State Controller Betty Yee has dropped out of the race for governor. The Democrat cited a crowded field and the need for party unity as she exited the contest, reshaping the early landscape of the race. And Chicago's annual Cinco de Mayo parade has been canceled amid fears tied to President Trump's immigration enforcement policies. Organizers say safety concerns for participants and attendees led to the decision, calling it a difficult but necessary move for the community. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Back to Terry McCready.
The White House says it's waiting to hear back from the current Iranian regime as peace talks remain at a standstill. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said yesterday that U.S. officials want to hear a unified response after most of the regime's top leaders were killed in the early days of Operation Epic Fury.
There's a lot of internal division over there. The president understands that, and so we await their response.
President Trump has extended the current ceasefire. Leavitt said Iran's Navy has been reduced to a bunch of pirates using small swift boats to seize defenseless tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. A Virginia judge is blocking the state from certifying the results of the redistricting referendum. Virginia voters approving the plan, which could expand the Democratic Party's 6-5 advantage in the Commonwealth's congressional delegation to 10-1, which also helps fuel Black political power and representation. This voter explaining why she made the effort to come out to the polls.
It's my constitutional right to vote today, to voice my opinion. And the only way to do so is by getting out and voting the time that you can.
Now, a judge is ruling the referendum was unconstitutional. Virginia's Attorney General vowing to appeal the decision. Two previous efforts to block the referendum have been struck down by the Virginia Supreme Court. This comes after President Trump claimed the vote was rigged when a massive mail-in ballot drop shifted the odds in favor of Democrats. A bipartisan group of senators is rolling out the Hot Rotisserie Chicken Act. The measure aims to help Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program or SNAP recipients use their benefits to buy rotisserie chicken. This would amend the 2008 Food and Nutrition Act by modifying the definition of food to add hot rotisserie chicken. According to a joint statement about the bill from Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman's office, it would not increase funding or SNAP participant eligibility. Current legislation does not allow hot prepared foods, only cooled but cooked rotisserie chicken for purchase. 26% of Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program participants identify as Black or African American. South Africa's inflation rate ticked up a bit in March, but remains relatively low overall. Annual consumer inflation rose to 3.1%, up from 3% in February. Statistics South Africa says on a monthly basis, prices increased by 0.6%, with housing, utilities, food, and financial services as the major drivers for the surge. Among more than a dozen spending categories were transportation, education, and restaurants. Tuition fees climbing by 5.4% this year, with private education seeing the sharpest rise at 7.5%. Transportation costs are down 1.6% compared to a year ago, although the pace is slowing. Officials say the data was collected before April's fuel price increases, with food inflation cooling slightly to 3.6%. Stay informed, stay connected, and subscribe. Follow VIN News this hour wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Terry McCready for the Black Information Network.
I'm Lori Smith. This week on Meeting the Moment, I'm sitting down with Emmy Award-winning journalist Brandon Pope, president of the Chicago chapter of the National Association of Black Journalists, and Lucretia Kindred, executive director of Bright Star Community Outreach. We're talking about something every leader, creator, and communicator is wrestling with right now. How do you shape your story in a crowded environment when everybody's talking, but not everybody's being heard? How do you cut through the noise without losing your mission's focus? Tune in to Meeting the Moment, powered by the Chicago Community Trust, Saturday at 12 noon, right here on 1690 WVON. Hi, I'm Lori Smith, host of Meeting the Moment. WVON, in partnership with the Chicago Community Trust, developed Meeting the Moment to amplify the voices of nonprofits across Chicagoland, giving them the communication tools they need to expand their reach and turn awareness into action. Right now, our communities are facing real challenges, from economic uncertainty to public safety to access and equity. But in the middle of it all, there are organizations doing the work quietly, faithfully, powerfully. With Meeting the Moment, we'll have honest conversations about the issues shaping our region and, more importantly, the solutions happening on the ground. And each week, we'll feature a Chicagoland nonprofit making a difference. You'll hear their story and find out how you can support their work, because Meeting the Moment is about more than just awareness. It's about impact. Join the Meeting the Moment movement, a program designed for the doers. For more information, visit WVON.com/Meeting the Moment. Listen every Saturday at 12 noon, right here on WVON 1690, the talk of Chicago. Let's meet the moment together. Powered by the Chicago Community Trust.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt? Angela was. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $80,000. Felicia was having health problems, got behind on her taxes, interest and penalties were adding up. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $15,000. Civic Tax Relief is a professional tax negotiation firm that can protect you from the IRS. If you're getting collection letters, call Civic Tax Relief for a free consultation. They will go to work helping you discover all the relief programs you may qualify for free. James owed the IRS $37,000. Civic Tax Relief represented him against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, he did not owe the IRS anything. If you are in trouble with the IRS, call Civic Tax Relief for your free consultation now. 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257. Get a free consultation and real tax relief. Call 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257.
Hi, I'm Tavis Smiley, inviting you to join me weekdays from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. right here on WVON. I am bringing you a national perspective on all the happenings in the Black community and, of course, politics. It's talk radio for us, by us, and this is where America listens.
It's Tavis Smiley, weekdays from 6 to 9 p.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Beauty is more than style, it's a story, and now you get to hear it straight from the source. Solo Beauty Supply presents the Hair Tour radio show, coming to WVON Saturdays beginning May 2nd at 2 p.m. From Chicago to the West Coast, top salon owners pull back the curtain on the business, the culture, and the grind behind the chair. From building brands to shaping communities, this is where beauty meets boss moves. Tune in, tap in, and take notes. The Hair Tour radio show, Saturdays beginning May 2nd at 2 p.m. only on WVON.
This report is brought to you by the Hartford Auto Insurance. Wait until you hear this. You could save hundreds by switching to AARP Auto Insurance from the Hartford. Visit trusthartford.com. The Hartford, your protection is their passion. The Hartford Insurance Group, Inc. pays royalty fees to AARP for the use of its intellectual property. AARP and its affiliates are non-insurers. Savings vary.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan, downtown 95th, slow go, 41 minutes. I-57, Ryan, I-80, slow moving traffic, 15 minutes. Bishop Ford, Ryan, I-80, 94, 8-minute delay, 20 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State, stop and go traffic, 56 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolf to Post Office, stop and go traffic, an hour. Kennedy, downtown to O'Hare, is at a snail speed, an hour and 2 minutes. And Eden's, Montrose Lake Cook, smooth sailing, 15 minutes. The weather for today, Chicago, breezy, warm, and bright. I-80 and a low of 60. Tomorrow, scattered rain, storms. I-70 and a low of 46. It's currently 80 degrees and cloudy. I'm Logan Page, and that's your traffic and weather update on WVON 1690 AM.
From the Xfinity Studios at WVON, it's Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on Chicago's Essential Storyteller, 1690 WVON.
It's Relationship Thursdays on your afternoon right. Atiba, LaDonna Ray, Cheryl Grace by your side. Black love, real talk, no hiding, no shade. We're navigating commit on double one way. From how do we heal, to how do we stay, boundaries and build, and the words we say, from dating to vow, and conflict to grace. We bring the tools to keep love in its place. Dial 773-591-1690. Let your story flow. Relationship Thursdays, where love skills grow.
We are back on the afternoon show. Listen, Chicago, do me a huge favor. Mark your calendar because this one is for the culture. Join us Saturday, April 25th. That's this Saturday, 2 days from now, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Harold Washington Cultural Center. If I'm not mistaken, it's on 47th Street, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not, for the Chicago Read-In, a powerful celebration of literacy, creativity, and family, hosted by our very own Cleopatra Draper and featuring incredible performances from the Hip Lay Ballerinas, Fernando Jones, Mad Rhythms Tap Academy, and more. This is where stories come alive, sparking imagination for all ages. It's free. It is absolutely free, but you can't just show up. That means you got to register to attend. Get your tickets now at eventbrite.com and bring the family.
All right. You're listening to the afternoon show on the 63 happy birthday WVON. I tried to squeeze that in. I'm just so excited that WVON is 63 years old right here on AM 1690. But here's the thing. You can hit those phone lines, 773-591-1690, because you know, as we do on every Thursday, Relationship Thursday. And today's topic, before we get to that, I want to give a shout out to a couple of people. I went to lunch today and I ran into 2 retired firefighters. We just happened to talk about firefighting on with Ted London. But Ozzy and Andre, shout out to you guys. And we brought up Ezra, your boy. Yes, because they all know each other. So this is a great thing. And thank you so much for these anniversary flowers. You all can't see them right now. I'm going to put a special camera on them. But shout out to Miss Johnson, Miss Star Johnson at is it Ambassador Floral over there on 110th. She said, happy birthday, WVON, Anativa and LaDonna Ray. So I think this is a beautiful gesture. Thank you so much.
Indeed, that is beautiful. I can't wait to see till we can get them up on the camera for everyone to see them.
Yeah.
And kudos to her. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts here at the station. That said, it's Relationship Thursday. It's time to get into it. Last week was pretty good. Well, we talked about work wife, work spouse.
Right, work spouse.
Right?
Yeah.
And we kind of got that sidetracked a little bit, just talking about work affairs. That's different. Right? You can have a work affair, but that's not the same.
But it can turn into one.
It can, but it's not the same. Work spouse has a different intentionality.
Yeah.
But that's last week. This week we're gonna talk about something else. You know, we hear about, we're all grown. And when you start a sentence with that, that means you're probably about to say something pretty salacious. We want to know today how you guys feel about sex on the first date. Because it's a popular thing. You get over 50 and people say, people that are grown can do what they want to do. And that's fine. And that's true. That actually is very true. I'm not here to debate that point. But the question is, if you are seeking relationship, it is sex on a first date harmful to that? Fellas, how do you see that? If a woman is desiring to have sex with you on the first date, is that a woman that you can view as a long-term partner? Ladies, is that something it should, if a woman is willing to do that from a lady perspective, do you feel like men should be evolved enough to appreciate that and not judge you for it? We want to know what you think. 773-591-1690. We do have a clip. Before we play the clip, your thoughts.
Are you like a first date sex offender?
I'll say this. If we're having sex on the first date, then I'm likely not considering to have a second one. Now we just gonna have sex. Like I don't see the need for dates if like we could just have sex then. And then that's the relationship.
Oh. So that's the relationship. It's
right.
Not, but do you think some women assume the position since they were in the position?
I don't know what you mean. Go ahead.
Well, after having sex, they might feel like, well, it's me and you. Do you think they commit before getting a commitment?
Yeah, absolutely. We know this. We know that men use love to get sex, and women use sex to get love. Right. And so when those wires cross, man, it can be pretty ugly.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, I don't have a fundamental disagreement with the premise. I do believe that, again, if 2 consenting adults want to do that, that's cool. I don't know that it makes the best foundation for a relationship.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, to your point, and I know we have to go to break, and then we'll play the clip when we come back. But I'm really thinking about how I'm not interested. Like for me, in my dating life, I'm not interested if I decide, you know what, I just need to take care of that real quick.
So that's somebody that you're probably not looking at.
No doubt about it.
Okay. Cool.
I know I was a man in a previous life. I might've been gay, but I'm telling you this, that part right there, I'm already checked out. I'm not interested mentally because there's nothing more to wait for. All right, guys, we're going to go to traffic and weather. We'll be back and get those phone lines lit up. You didn't wait 10, 20 days, chat. Call 773-591-1690 and share the show. We'll be back.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hi, this is Jill Ross, creator and producer of the Chicago Read-In. I'm excited to join WVON for this cultural experience that is designed to excite and stimulate the minds of young people ages 6 to 16. Join us Saturday, April 25th at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701 South King Drive at 12 noon for an amazing show that will keep young people and their parents on the edges of their seats. From dance to music to mime to art to rich creative storytelling, there is literally no program like the one we've put together that offers a cultural lens while igniting the minds of young people. The Chicago Read-In is free, but you must register at Eventbrite or WVON.com. We'll see you Saturday, April 25th. The Chicago Read-In is produced in conjunction with Vaughn TV series Turn the Page, which premieres this summer.
The Chicago Read-In is powered by ComEd.
It's Gospel with Pam Morris Walton, your gospel sister, on WVON Sundays, 11 to 2 p.m. Music to help you on your journey. I'll see you there, WVON.
Secure the rate, love the return. Hi, I'm Harry Malone, Vice President and Community President of United Fidelity Bank. At United Fidelity Bank, we make it easier than ever to start growing your money with confidence. Right now, you can take advantage of our high-yield CDs, including our 6-month term, currently paying 4.20% annual percentage yield. It's a competitive rate designed to help your savings work harder from day one. And when you bank with us, you're choosing more than a great rate. You're choosing a team that believes in personal service, relationships, and financial solutions tailored to your goals. We're not a big box bank. We're your local partner committed to delivering the experience you need and the service you deserve. Stop by and see me or my team to open your high-yield United Fidelity Bank CD at our Chicago flagship branch at 1701 West 87th Street. Details at unitedfidelity.com.
Rates are subject to change at any time. CDs renew automatically to a standard rate in effect at the time of renewal unless instructed otherwise. Member FDIC.
This is Rufus Williams, and I've got a major announcement coming Monday, April 27th. I'll give you a hint. Maybe not. Okay, if you insist. Got luggage? We're WVON.
Beauty is more than style, it's a story, and now you get to hear it straight from the source. Solo Beauty Supply presents the Hair Tour radio show, coming to WVON Saturdays beginning May 2nd at 2 p.m. From Chicago to the West Coast, top salon owners pull back the curtain on the business, the culture, and the grind behind the chair. From building brands to shaping communities, this is where beauty meets boss moves. Tune in, tap in, and take notes. The Hair Tour radio show, Saturdays beginning May 2nd at 2 p.m. only on WVON.
This report is sponsored by D&W Injured Lawyers. Car accident? Call D&W right now. Slip and fall? Call D&W right now. Any accident at all? Call D&W Law right now and get the help you deserve. Don't hesitate. Call the 8s. 312-888-8888. Your trusted local personal injury lawyers ready to fight for you.
Join Rainbow Push for this week's Saturday morning forum, where community, leadership, and purpose come together under one roof. Hear from Yusuf D. Jackson, Reverend Stephen Thurston II, and keynote speaker, Reverend Marshall Hatch Sr., along with special guests raising their voices for change and accountability. It all takes place Saturday, April 25th at Rainbow Push National Headquarters, 930 East 50th Street. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. with breakfast served. The forum begins at 10. And this is just the beginning. Join them again June 10th through the 14th for the Rainbow Push Annual Conference, Fulfilling the American Promise. For more information, visit rainbowpush.org.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
From the Xfinity Studios at WVON, it's Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on Chicago's Essential Storyteller, 1690 WVON.
Welcome back. I hope you got your fingers ready to dial 773-591-1690. You're listening to WVON 1690, the afternoon show. This is Relationship Thursday, and we're talking to you about, is it worth it to sleep on the first or sleep with someone on the first date? And if you have intentions of being in a relationship with them, this can go in so many different directions. I already see Dylan on the line, and he gave us an update. But before we get to them, we have a clip to play.
This clip is featuring Gayle King, right?
Yeah.
And Morris Chestnut.
Ooh, chocolate. Oh,
right?
Only imagine what you think about sex on a first date.
I would say absolutely not.
Yeah. I would actually agree with you on that.
You agree on that?
Although I've had many women say to me that that's very antiquated thinking, that if you're attracted to each other and you want to have sex on the first date, you should just go for it. I've had many people say that to me. But people tell me that that's an old way of thinking. You don't think so? Do you judge?
I don't judge, but I get information. I would imagine when you talk to women who just feel that thinking is antiquated, I would imagine they probably had a lot of first dates.
Mm. I also think, look, if you want to have sex and I want to have sex and we both agree that this is what it is, I say go for it. What two consulting adults do, I'm really okay with it. But to me, if you're looking for a long-term relationship or a possible relationship, I personally don't think sex on the first date is good.
My question would be, I even told my boy, I said, no, you when you start dating her, don't try to sleep with her on the first date. Mm-hmm. Because what are you doing to make yourself different? Mm-hmm. How are you unique? Mm-hmm. And again, even if we're talking about that 20% of men, they could probably have sex on 9 out of the 10 if they said they want to go on. But
you even tell men don't try to have sex.
Yeah, for sure, because automatically you're going to be different. Because most men try to have sex on the first date. Mm-hmm. Say, for instance, that man is like in the top 1% and he has a list of women that he's been with. Mm-hmm. He can have 100 women that he slept with. I promise you know who's going to remember the most? The one that he did.
That he didn't.
So what do you guys think? Because the one thing that he mentioned that stood out to me was how to stand out with that person by not giving up the goods, not having that moment, that sexual connection physically, and still standing in that person's mind the longest. I can agree with that. If everybody's doing the exact same thing, trying to look, I'm just going to tell you, we call it smashing. Then it's not that interesting. Where do we go from here?
But there's a fine line. There's a fine line. Like he said, the one that the guy will remember is the one that didn't. And I agree with that. Mm-hmm. But then it becomes a conquest. And then if he ever achieves the conquest, at that point, he may, the conquest was the point, and he may become disinterested. He may not be interested in a relationship after that. I might be guilty of that.
Oh, that's why I say surviving Atiba.
I might be guilty of that. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a fine line. I do believe that you can be evolved enough to cross that bridge on a first date if the connection is that strong. And I don't think it should be an automatic disqualifier. I'll say that. I do believe that you should, give it time to breathe and figure out, if you're trying to do relationship.
Okay.
If you're trying to do relationship.
Is there a difference between a first date with someone and first meeting them? You know what I'm saying? Like you may have been talking for months, right?
Especially if you met online
exactly.
and you haven't had a physical date. Mm-hmm. Like you said, y'all been talking for 3 months.
Right.
That's fair. That's fair. And that happens a lot because you've still been able to build up a lot of anticipation and meeting that person. And then you feel comfortable already.
So
you feel like you know them.
That's not a one night stand then, because a one night stand is basically you just met them and you all looked in each other's eyes.
Yeah.
And that's what took place. So it's different.
These phone lines are lit. Let's get to it. We're going to start in order. Dylan, thank you for calling.
Well, happy Thursday. I feel like I'm becoming a regular on the show now here.
We're getting used to you, bro. We're getting used to you. Come on.
That just changed my whole perspective because I was adamant about I can't respect someone that I slept with on the first date because I feel like, did you do that with everybody else? You know what I mean? At the same time. But then when she said that you could have been talking for months, that was my situation with my current wife. We talked for 8 months before we finally met, and we got intimate. So therefore, you swayed me on that.
You already had a relationship. You already had the relationship by the time you met.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But I'll tell you this: many years ago, I was dating a young lady. She was 25, and she said she had 30 partners because she said I treat men the way treat men the way women or the way men treat women. She says all she wanted was to be serviced, and that was that. And once I found that out, I was out of there.
Hold on. Did you smash first and get out, or you just didn't do it?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up there, Tiva.
I said, did you smash first before you got out, or you just didn't do it? Oh, we lost.
Right,
Dylan.
he didn't want to answer that.
Right.
That's what happened. Anticipation builds up if you build a relationship virtually, because it could be a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
And then when you finally meet each other, it's like, wow, you're everything that I saw in the pictures. It's great to meet you in person, but you kind of already met.
There are people that are whole ass in love with people that they've never met. You can develop. There are women that are whole in love with a man that they've just been writing in prison.
Well, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that.
So we're going to take a real quick break, guys, because it's 4:30. But in this order: Art, Larry, Karen, Tommy, Andre. We're going to take your calls. I cannot wait to hear your perspectives.
And don't hang up. We'll be right back, guys.
Hope you're having a thriving Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here it's happening in your local and national news. Michael, starring his nephew Jafar Jackson, is expected to bring in millions of dollars in its weekend debut. WVON's Annette Flournoy reports.
It looks like it's going to be a thriller indeed. According to office watchers, the biopic Michael is projected to rake in anywhere between $65 and $70 million in its first weekend alone in theaters. It opens Friday and is projected to secure the biggest opening ever domestically for a musical biopic. And based on advanced ticket sales, movie houses are predicting the final number to be closer to 80 mil. Annette Flournoy, Our News Now, 1690 WVON.
In other news, police are investigating after a downtown Chicago restaurant was robbed at gunpoint. The crime happened this morning at Grill 24, located in the 300 block of West Chicago Avenue. One employee was struck in the head with a gun and was taken to Northwestern Memorial Hospital in good condition. Suspects held up customers and workers and took cash from the register. In other news, today is a chance to show your kids what you do for a living. The fourth Thursday in April is the annual National Take Your Daughters and Sons to Work Day, an opportunity to show children and how businesses operate. It's also a way to open them up to new interests. People are encouraged to share photos, videos, and stories about how they've been influenced professionally, as well as the importance of education. Originally founded as National Take Your Daughters to Work Day, the event was expanded to include boys in 2003. And today's National Day is asking you to live on the wild side, but just a little. Bree Tennis with more.
Today is National Take a Chance Day, a day for you to step outside your comfort zone and embrace new opportunities. Wayne Gretzky famously said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so today, take it. Think big, learn something new, be adventurous, juggle fire, learn to fly, bungee jump, or maybe just buy a lottery ticket. And if you win, I'm Bree Tennis.
This newscast is brought to you with a reminder to bring your young people 6 to 16 to the Chicago Read-In this Saturday, April 25th at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701 South King Drive from 11 to 2. It's cultural literacy and storytelling at its finest, and it's free thanks to our friends at ComEd. I'm Logan Page, and that's what's happening in your news now on WVON 1690 AM.
Chicago and Daniel Burnham once said, make no small plans. So the Obamas didn't. The Obama Presidential Center opening Juneteenth weekend. Chicago is more than history. It's Black history. We're WVON.
If you are caring for someone with Alzheimer's or dementia, you are not alone. You can find support, resources, real conversations, and guidance at the 4th Annual Release the Silence Conference, hosted by the Alzheimer's Association Illinois Chapter. This free conference is Saturday, April 25th, 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the UIC Forum in Chicago. Join the conversation. Register at alzillinois.org/release the silence. That's alzillinois.org/release the silence. WVON, media sponsor and proud partner.
Wherever you are,
live in Evanston, in Northwest Indiana,
in Deerfield, in Chinatown,
we are
Kane County,
South Cottage Grove Avenue,
reporting live in Calumet City,
when news breaks,
in Elgin,
107th and Central, at City Hall,
the Chatham neighborhood,
when weather changes,
around Harvey, Homewood, Thornton,
live in Lyons, at the lakefront,
from Chicago,
in Pilsen, in Rogers Park,
to the suburbs,
in Highland Park,
O'Hare Airport,
from Hallis Hall,
from Joliet,
we are there for you.
ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
We are Chicago.
I went through some challenges growing up. Sports was my outlet.
Tonight, the NFL Draft is live on ABC.
I believe that's what football's all about. The fans, your teammates, and family.
Be there when the next generation of legends steps into the spotlight. Touchdown! Hosted by Reese Davis, Kirk Herbstreit, Nick Saban, Desmond Howard, and the College Game Day crew, who will write their name into NFL history. Welcome to the NFL Draft.
Tonight at 7 on ABC 7.
Experience the power, passion, and breathtaking athleticism of Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater live at the Auditorium April 24th through the 26th under the direction of newly appointed artistic director Alicia Graff Mack. 1 legendary dance company, 2 unforgettable programs, 3 spectacular days, and 4 incredible performances. From powerful storytelling to electrifying movement, enjoy Ailey's 5 Chicago premieres, contemporary favorites, and beloved masterpieces. Tickets are on sale now at auditoriumtheater.org. Secure your seats today.
Before Hot Wins. Ooh, let's heat things up. Get fired up with Hot Wins, a new game from the Illinois Lottery. Learn how to play at IllinoisLottery.com. Be smart, play smart. Must be 18 or older to play. Game odds available at IllinoisLottery.com.
Maria Pappas with Black Houses Matter.
We're up to way over 400 million here. Yeah, giving money back. How about that? People in Bellwood got 10 million, Broadview 6 million, Burnham 3 million, South Holland 17 million. The city of Chicago's up to $190 million that we have given back to African Americans. Who does that? Nobody does that but WVON.
Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas with Black Houses Matter, Monday mornings at 11:30 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
This report is brought to you by Summit Racing Equipment. It's car care month, and Summit Racing has what you need for bumper-to-bumper care. Revive the interior, exterior, under the hood, and more. Shop summitracing.com. Use promo code RADIO for $10 off an offer of $100 or more. Exclusions apply. Offer ends May 3rd, 2026.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan downtown on 95th, stop and go traffic 37 minutes. I-57 Ryan I-80, slow go 15 minutes. Bishop Ford Ryan I-80 94, slow moving traffic due to construction related delays 20 minutes. Stevenson to Sabo Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State, stop and go traffic 57 minutes. Eisenhower Wolfto Post Office is at a snail speed 56 minutes. Kennedy downtown to O'Hare, bumper to bumper traffic 1 hour. And Eden's Montrose Lake Cook, smooth sailing 14 minutes. Your weather for today: Chicago, breezy, warm, bright. High of 80 and a low of 60. Tomorrow, scattered rain storms. High of 70 and a low 46. It's currently 81 degrees and partly cloudy. That's your traffic and weather update. Now I'm Logan Page on the Talk Chicago WVON 1690 AM.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
We don't cast, last, now everybody go to breakfast. To go pound for the result, nothing to discuss, cause I did bring my default, I'm down to.
Join Rainbow Push this Saturday for the Saturday Morning Forum, focused on one message: voting matters. Hear from Yusef Jackson, Reverend Stephen Thurston II, and keynote speaker Reverend Marshall Hatch Sr. That's my guy. Along with special guests addressing the importance of civic engagement and protecting our future. That's this Saturday morning at Rainbow Push, National Headquarters, 930 East 50th Street in Chicago. Doors open at 8:30. The forum begins at 10. Attend in person or tune in live and make your voice count.
That's right. You're listening to the afternoon show, and it's Relationship Thursday on WVON 1690. We got the phone lines lit. Before we went to break, we actually talked about how, having sex on the first date, is that something that you should aspire to? Or if you have been dating prior to, virtually, on the phone, long distance, and then you finally have your first date physically, that changes things a bit. Let's go ahead and, do you want me to talk about that woman thing? Because that really hit me.
Yeah.
All right. So the woman said that there are women that decide to have sex only relationships because that's how men treat them. So that's how they're going to treat the men. I thought about that. It sounds revengeful, but if you think about it, it could be because those particular women feel like, you know what? Relationships don't work out for me, or they just know that they're not good at relationships and they still want to have sex. So that is, to me, that's an excuse to just say, you know what, I can't say the word. I'm just going to have sex and not have any expectations. Let's go ahead and grab this.
And if you don't have expectations,
then you're not disappointed.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the phone lines. Brother Art, as promised,
Hey,
you are
Art.
up. You're on WVON.
Hey, what's going on, young people? First, we have to agree there is a difference between men and women. I do agree neither sex should have sex on the first date, period. Even if you're talking to someone, y'all been talking several months on the phone, when you finally meet that individual, you should allow that conversation to simmer with meeting that person, because people appear to be different when you're on the phone, see them on camera. So I just totally disagree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you push it to gender, like men open doors for women, women don't open doors for men generally. That's just not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So they are different. The woman's value gets lower when she is out there sleeping around. Very few men have respect for women who sleep around, period. They don't mind sleeping with you on the first date, but you will not be their woman. Trust me. They will have sex with you as much as you want, but they will not claim you or marry you from that perspective. But I agree, men should have the same value system for themselves as women. But women's stock goes down, as I tell my daughter. When your beauty fails, your stock will plummet. So if you go out there drinking, smoking, clubbing, and your beauty fails, how you going to attract a man? And a little side note, Gayle King may have to give it up before she get a man, but I digress. I leave with that.
That wasn't nice. That wasn't nice. You know what? I like Gayle King sometimes, but this whole putting women's worth down because they make a decision, I don't agree with that one bit. And that is because there's a lot of you out there that have had sex with a woman on the first date and you ended up marrying her, having children. Her worth did not go down. She became your wife. It is possible. That's an absolute, and it's absolutely ridiculous to say that's the end result every time. Let's go to the next caller.
All right. Mr. Larry, thanks for calling.
Yeah, I'm listening to the conversation. Thank you for having me. I see, but you hit it on the head. It's not a hard, fast rule, and I'm a witness of this, what we're talking about, because I met my wife online, and we talked for months, and we broke it off. We faded. You know how you kind of just fade out online. People don't answer you or whatever.
Yeah.
Then one day out of the blue, I hit her back. We started talking again. And we decided to go on a date. And that first date, it was mind-blowing experience.
That's right.
and we kept dating, and 10 years later, we just got married last year.
Oh, congratulations, bro.
Right.
So how pivotal was it to develop that relationship though before you guys met? Do you feel like you were in relationship by the time you actually saw her?
Oh no, we was having sex, buddy. we came there with
I'm trying to be generous.
To have some sex.
Well, but we need your story, Larry, because your story is atypical, and that's so you are myth busting today.
Yeah.
The myth and the idea that that it cannot lead to a relationship, or in your case, you married her.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? So y'all got married. I love that.
Let me put one thing on you. Sex. Why we put so much emphasis on sex? Because let me tell you something. You can have a lot of people out here that can have really good sex with you, but they got a lousy character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But if the sex is good enough, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the sex is good enough. You get hooked up with them,
Yeah.
and then you find that lousy character. Now you wish you would have never had sex with them.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey.
And
And you'll
you
find
find
out
they undependable and they all jacked up. So sex to me is just a physical form of conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you better preach,
I
Larry.
like that. I'm writing that
physically
down.
having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And by that conversation, I could almost tell if I want to stay with you or not. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe that. I don't believe it's you got everybody's different. Everything happens different in everybody's life. So it's not no hard fast rule that Morris Chestnut, he living in Hollywood, bro. We on the
And he's
street.
married. He's been married a long time. Larry, if the sex was terrible, do you think you guys would be getting married next month?
Well, I will put it to you like this.
He said he's getting married next month.
Are you married?
No, I got married. I got married October last year.
I'm sorry. Okay, so if the sex was good or bad, do you think you would have married her?
Well, I put it to you like this. We have so much in common after talking that, like Art used the word simmer. It simmers so long till it boils.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And once it boils, it's got to be good. You know what I mean? But I get your point. I probably would have stuck it out because I saw the character. You could teach sex, but you can't teach good character.
Yeah,
Facts,
that's a
facts,
man.
brother.
I agree with that.
He is preaching today. Let's go ahead and squeeze in Miss Karen. How you doing, Karen?
Karen.
Thanks for calling.
Oh, I'm just wonderful. And I like what he said. Yeah, you could teach a person how to have great sex. You can't teach great character. But I'm agreeing with Art, but then I'm an old school girl. No, I've never had a one night stand. And I just watched when I owned my lounge how the men treated the girls they smashed the first night compared to the girls they were chasing. But I just believe men and women are different. And a man is a natural born hunter. The man wants to chase. He wants to capture. Now, like that gentleman just said, they had a relationship online. They got to know each other. So it wasn't a one night stand once they really met and got together, because they got together before they physically
but
met.
See, that's what Art said. That's Karen. That's what Art said. He said it doesn't matter if you've been in a relationship on the phone all that time. You still shouldn't have sex on the first date. That's why I didn't agree with him, because if you have been cultivating this person on the phone all that time and then you finally meet, that's the anticipation that comes alive when you meet them. And if it happens, then that you can make that person your wife. So that's the part why I didn't agree with Art.
Well, I don't necessarily. This is just what I believe. I don't necessarily think that that's what Art meant. You understand what I'm saying? But hey, to each his own. I just, as a woman, would never have a one night stand because I'm a woman, and I know a man. Matter of fact, a man don't want to know if you've been with other men. Period. He don't want to know about your other man, because when a man loves a woman, that's his. I'm just old school, and I just don't see today how it's working when girls have sex with guys right away. I don't see it working. I just believe it's not working, because a man is a natural born hunter. He wants to chase. He wants to capture. We're different. A man could be with 2,000 women and we still love them. A woman can't be with 2,000 men. So I'm old fashioned. The longest I've had a man wait was a year. The less has been 6 months, and I could count on one hand how many men I've been with. But I think a man is a man and a woman is a woman. And if you knew how to have an orgasm, you wouldn't have to get a man to have one, because a real woman know her good spots. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
All right. Sex in the Dark right here on WVON, guys. We're going to go to traffic and weather, and we'll be back on Relationship Thursday. Make sure you hit the phone line 773-591-1690. We'll be right back.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Join Rainbow Push for this week's Saturday morning forum, where community, leadership, and purpose come together under one roof. Hear from Yusuf D. Jackson, Reverend Stephen Thurston II, and keynote speaker, Reverend Marshall Hatch Sr., along with special guests raising their voices for change and accountability. It all takes place Saturday, April 25th at Rainbow Push National Headquarters, 930 East 50th Street. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. with breakfast served. The forum begins at 10. And this is just the beginning. Join them again June 10th through the 14th for the Rainbow Push Annual Conference, Fulfilling the American Promise. For more information, visit rainbowpush.org.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. No!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
Hi, I'm Lori Smith, host of Meeting the Moment. WVON, in partnership with the Chicago Community Trust, developed Meeting the Moment to amplify the voices of nonprofits across Chicagoland, giving them the communication tools they need to expand their reach and turn awareness into action. Right now, our communities are facing real challenges, from economic uncertainty to public safety to access and equity. But in the middle of it all, there are organizations doing the work quietly, faithfully, powerfully. With Meeting the Moment, we'll have honest conversations about the issues shaping our region and, more importantly, the solutions happening on the ground. And each week, we'll feature a Chicagoland nonprofit making a difference. You'll hear their story and find out how you can support their work. Because Meeting the Moment is about more than just awareness. It's about impact. Join the Meeting the Moment movement, a program designed for the doers. For more information, visit WVON.com/meetingthemoment. Listen every Saturday at 12 noon, right here on WVON 1690, The Talk of Chicago. Let's meet the moment together. Powered by the Chicago Community Trust.
It's time to focus with Robert McKay. Quality conversation, protecting, preserving, and preparing our past, present, and future. Sunday evenings at 4 p.m. on The Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-729-7070. That's 1-800-729-7070. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-729-7070. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Beauty is more than style, it's a story, and now you get to hear it straight from the source. Solo Beauty Supply presents the Hair Tour radio show, coming to WVON Saturdays beginning May 2nd at 2 p.m. From Chicago to the West Coast, top salon owners pull back the curtain on the business, the culture, and the grind behind the chair. From building brands to shaping communities, this is where beauty meets boss moves. Tune in, tap in, and take notes. The Hair Tour radio show, Saturdays beginning May 2nd at 2 p.m. only on WVON.
This report is brought to you by Wendy's new Biggie Deals. Choose one of Wendy's new Biggie Deals at $4, $6, and $8. Pick one new Biggie Deals you're craving. For a pretty Biggie deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Let's be honest, I don't want to be honest. She in control, she feel honey. You control the time you got. You like this, I like it, my love. Okay. I love you, your love. I'm trying to show you up.
All right, guys. Relationship Thursday. LaDonna Ray, Atiba, you know, we were talking about different nuances with this whole sleeping on the first date. When Karen called in, that she agreed with Art. I don't want to take up too much time, but here's the thing. I don't believe there's an absolute answer to say that what will happen if you do or don't. The problem is if you sleep with someone on the first date versus if you've cultivated that relationship up to that first date, that's where the difference is. That's where Art and I differ. But for it, just for myself, I didn't sleep with my boyfriend on the first date. In fact, we were dating and didn't sleep together. So we had an intentional plan to wait, be patient, and get to know each other. And that was so helpful. Even when I got married, my husband and I didn't sleep together until close to the wedding day. And I mean very close, because I had to make sure the goods were still there. Let's go ahead and grab these callers. Hey, Tommy.
Disgusting. Unequivocally disgusting. Because basically all you're saying is that individuals are giving themselves permission to do what it is that they want to do. That's why you can hear all the robust joy in their comments. And one of these days, you guys are going to recognize and understand Fools Incorporated, because they follow right behind one another. They agree with one another. I don't care what it is. And I'm saying this to you because as an associate minister, I had to recuse myself. And you know why I had to recuse myself? Because I stopped and I thought when young ladies came in, there is nothing that is more heartbreaking than to hear these young ladies and stuff pour out their hearts and believe that their breakups or their heartaches is based upon on them instead of the rats that they were messing around with, which then messes up the opportunity for some guy who will come along who will really see the woman for who she is and what she is. So if you're sleeping with somebody on the first date or on the 11th date or the 2000th date, you're only basically doing what you want to do, because there's a difference between when you're looking for a relationship or just like what Cameo says, I'm living a single life. I ain't trying to get serious. I'm just having fun. But your fun will bring life on this earth. Your fun will cause individuals to have a cloud over their heads, believing that they're not worthy. And that's the sad part of both men. And then here's the best part of all. Since when do you have to, I mean, do you realize things have deteriorated to the point that you now are talking to computers and on phones and speed dating and all the rest of it? It's just disgusting.
Quick question, Tommy.
Absolutely unequivocal. Go ahead.
Do you feel that sex is reserved strictly for marriage?
No, I do not. Okay. I think sex is reserved between two people who recognize and understand that, hey, that's what I want to do. And when I get up, all the rest of it will be based upon what it is that you called yourself doing in the first place. Look at it. I'm just listening to you. I mean, how condescending is that? Did you smash it on the first day? I mean, come on, man. I mean, do you people care anything about the fact that some woman will go through 9 months of gestation to bring a child on the earth, and before that child is here, she's already brokenhearted because dude has decided what that nonsense that these people have been calling and talking about? I mean, seriously. I mean, the bottom line of it is why are you hooking up in the first place? Because if you love someone, yeah, you can teach each other how to satisfy each other. And you don't have to be graphic as these individuals do when they call the radio station. The damn radio station is under attack. When will you people recognize and understand that?
Oh, I get it.
All right,
I
brother,
get it. I get it.
gotta leave it there.
He didn't like the word smash. Now I use the word smash. I use the word smash. Absolutely.
You know what's ironic? I was going to congratulate the audience on not saying anything that'll get us FCC fine today. I was actually very proud of everybody for not saying nothing
and you
crazy.
can still be absolutely proud about that. Let's go ahead and grab
Hey, Andre. Hey, Andre, you're live.
I'm going to pinch you.
Okay.
VON, all right.
Joe Citizen, you're taking us home on this.
Well, you know what? On the first date, it's probably not going to happen again if we have sex on the first date. But I start to wonder after the act has happened, it's like, was I that good or you just that easy? So a little bit of doubt starts to roll in. And like one of the callers said, men like to hunt. And, you know, if you hunt and you get the prey in one day, it's like, the prey and the prize. It's like, I don't know. So
no sex for you on the first. If you want a relationship, you would say no sex on the first
date. The intentionality of it is
correct.
Correct.
Right.
Thank you so much for the call, brother.
Yep.
We got 30 seconds. I'm gonna let you have it, please.
You know what? I really want people to think about the intentionality. Even though dating has changed and the way that we do it or the way that it is out there to do, people are adjusting and trying to evolve with the ways of the world as they are. Now, of course, what God said was what God said. But at the same time, we have to be realistic about the choice in the matter. What are your expectations? You do have to know that on the other side of your decision, whether you decide to or not, that you can handle the results. That's all I got.
All right, guys, it's straight up at 5:00. We got to take a real quick break for news, traffic, and weather. But on the other side of this, it is time for our monthly conversation with Jason Easterly and Think Tech. You know, it's always interesting. Let's nerd out on the other side of this. We'll be right back.
I love it.
Happy Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here are your news headlines. Tourism in Springfield booms, but downtown businesses struggle. Evanston Township High School placed on soft lockdown after gunfire. Nebraska to open first Black-founded all-girls middle school in North Omaha. And ESPN Jeopardy picked up for Disney Plus and Hulu. National news from the Black Information Network is up next on Chicago's only urban talk radio station, WVON 1690 AM Berwyn, Chicago.
BIN News Now.
House Republican leaders are speaking out for the first time on recent sexual misconduct scandals involving lawmakers. Speaker Mike Johnson called the cases a wake-up call, saying ethics rules should be reviewed.
Have to protect women and anyone who feels like there's any inappropriate behavior whatsoever.
Former Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez resigned amid allegations involving a former staffer. California State Controller Betty Yee has dropped out of the race for governor. The Democrat cited a crowded field and the need for party unity as she exited the contest, reshaping the early landscape of the race. And Chicago's annual Cinco de Mayo parade has been canceled amid fears tied to President Trump's immigration enforcement policies. Organizers say safety concerns for participants and attendees led to the decision, calling it a difficult but necessary move for the community. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Back to Terry McCready.
The White House says it's waiting to hear back from the current Iranian regime as peace talks remain at a standstill. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said yesterday that U.S. officials want to hear a unified response after most of the regime's top leaders were killed in the early days of Operation Epic Fury.
There's a lot of internal division over there. The president understands that, and so we await their response.
President Trump has extended the current ceasefire. Leavitt said Iran's Navy has been reduced to a bunch of pirates using small swift boats to seize defenseless tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. A Virginia judge is blocking the state from certifying the results of the redistricting referendum. Virginia voters approving the plan, which could expand the Democratic Party's 6-5 advantage in the Commonwealth's congressional delegation delegation to 10-1, which also helps fuel Black political power and representation. This voter explaining why she made the effort to come out to the polls.
It's my constitutional right to vote today, to voice my opinion. And the only way to do so is by getting out and voting all the time that you can.
Now, a judge is ruling the referendum was unconstitutional. Virginia's Attorney General vowing to appeal the decision. Two previous efforts to block the referendum have been struck down by the Virginia Supreme Court. This comes after President Trump claimed the vote was rigged when a massive mail-in ballot drop shifted the odds in favor of Democrats. A bipartisan group of senators is rolling out the Hot Rotisserie Chicken Act. The measure aims to help Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program or SNAP recipients use their benefits to buy rotisserie chicken. This would amend the 2008 Food and Nutrition Act by modifying the definition of food to add hot rotisserie chicken. According to a joint statement about the bill from Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman's office, it would not increase funding or SNAP participant eligibility. Current legislation does not allow hot prepared foods, only cooled but cooked rotisserie chicken for purchase. 26% of Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program participants identify as Black or African American. South Africa's inflation rate ticked up a bit in March, but remains relatively low overall. Annual consumer inflation rose to 3.1%, up from 3% in February. Statistics South Africa says on a monthly basis, prices increased by 0.6%, with housing, utilities, food, and financial services as the major drivers for the surge. Among more than a dozen spending categories were transportation, education, and restaurants. Tuition fees climbing by 5.4% this year, with private education seeing the sharpest rise at 7.5%. Transportation costs are down 1.6% compared to a year ago, although the pace is slowing. Officials say the data was collected before April's fuel price increases, with food inflation cooling slightly to 3.6%. Stay informed, stay connected, and subscribe. Follow VIN News this hour wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Terry McCready for the Black Information Network.
I'm Lori Smith. This week on Meeting the Moment, I'm sitting down with Emmy Award-winning journalist Brandon Pope, president of the Chicago chapter of the National Association of Black Journalists, and Lucretia Kindred, executive director of Bright Star Community Outreach. We're talking about something every leader, creator, and communicator is wrestling with right now. How do you shape your story in a crowded environment when everybody's talking, but not everybody's being heard? How do you cut through the noise without losing your mission's focus? Tune in to Meeting the Moment, powered by the Chicago Community Trust, Saturday at 12 noon, right here on 1690 WVON. Sharpton. Catch Reverend Al Sharpton online at WVON.com or on the WVON app. Just click the Al Sharpton banner. Tune in every day at 12 noon for your daily dose. And if you miss it, catch the overnight replay from midnight to 3 a.m. We're keeping it real with Al Sharpton on WVON 1690.
Reverend Al told you personally. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.
Wherever you are,
Live in Evanston, in Northwest Indiana, in Deerfield, in Chinatown,
we are.
Kane County, South Cottage Grove Avenue, reporting live in Calumet City,
When news breaks,
in Elgin, 107th and Central, at City Hall,
The Chatham neighborhood.
when weather changes,
around Harvey, Homewood, Thornton,
Live in Lyons.
at the lakefront,
from Chicago
In Pilsen.
in Rogers Park,
to the suburbs,
in Highland Park, O'Hare Airport, from Hallis Hall, from Joliet.
we are there for you.
ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
We are Chicago.
I went through some challenges growing up. Sports was my outlet.
Tonight, the NFL Draft is live on ABC.
I believe that's what football's all about. The fans, your teammates, and family.
Be there when the next generation of legends steps into the spotlight. Touchdown! Hosted by Reese Davis, Kirk Herbstreit, Nick Saban, Desmond Howard, and the College Game Day crew, who will write their name into NFL history. Welcome to the NFL Draft.
Tonight at 7 on ABC 7.
Have you checked out WVON's digital streaming network, Bond TV? It's everywhere on Roku, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Fire, on the WVON app, and at VON.TV. Bond TV, it's cultural content on purpose.
Beauty is more than style. It's a story. And now you get to hear it straight from the source. Solo Beauty Supply presents the Hair Tour Radio Show, coming to WVON Saturdays at 2 p.m. From Chicago to the West Coast, top salon owners pull back the curtain on the business, the culture, and the grind behind the chair. From building brands to shaping communities, This is where beauty meets boss moves. Tune in, tap in, and take notes. The Hair Tour Radio Show, Saturdays at 2 p.m., only on WVON.
This report is brought to you by Dell Technologies. Dell PCs with Intel inside are built for the moments that matter, like when you're finishing a big project and you can't be interrupted by an update. With long-lasting battery life and built-in intelligence, you can stay focused on what matters most. Built for you. Learn more at Dell.com/Dell PCs.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. In Ryan, downtown on 95th, stop and go traffic 34 minutes. I-57, Ryan, I-80, stop and go traffic 16 minutes. Bishop Ford, Ryan, I-80, 94, slow go due to construction-related delay. Bishop Ford between 130th and 159th Street, 17 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State, stop and go traffic 54 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolfville Post Office, stop and go traffic 51 minutes. Kennedy, downtown to O'Hare, bumper to bumper traffic 1 hour. And Eden's, Montrose Lake Cook, smooth sailing 14 minutes. The weather for today: Chicago, breezy, warm and bright, high of 80 and a low of 60. Tomorrow, scattered rain and storms, high of 70 and a low of 46. It's currently 80 degrees and cloudy. That's your traffic and weather update now. I'm Logan Page on the Talk Chicago WVON 1690 AM.
From the Xfinity Studios at WVON, it's Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on Chicago's Essential Storyteller, 1690 WVON.
All right, guys, welcome back. You're listening to the Talk of Chicago. Happy 63 WVON 1690. And it is time for our Think Tech segment, where we bridge the gap between the latest technology and our community's everyday needs. And today joining us, as per usual, is Jason Easterly. He's not in the building today, but he is on the live line, ready to show us how artificial intelligence isn't just for sci-fi movies. It's actually a tool to help you get your finances in order. Jason, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm glad to have you because, you know, we've been talking about how to use AI in many different ways. And now you're on this financial kick. Tell us why because people are looking at AI. They're looking at the headlines and they say AI will soon be making medical decisions. I don't think those headlines should say that, but to that point, AI is going to be in every industry possible. But you're telling us how to use it in our personal finance.
Without question, yes. So there's 3 different ways I want to talk about this afternoon that AI can help you with your financial decisions. One, you can use it to analyze your spending. You can also use it to identify patterns and habits that you may not even notice on your own. You know, just you ever look up and you say, where are all those different subscriptions coming from that you didn't even realize you signed up for? It can help you with that. And then last but not least, you can actually use AI to help you build a smarter plan financially to get you to achieve the financial goals that you set for yourself.
So I'm thinking about if for someone who has multiple accounts, they may have a checking, a savings, they may have another account somewhere else. And all of these automatic payments or payments that are coming out of your account over and over again. Some people say, I just can't manage it all, because you look up after saying, oh, it's just $5, it's just $20, it's just $12. And not to mention the ones that say, hey, there's going to be a rate increase and you don't even know where you had it coming out of in the first place. How do you get AI to help you get a handle on that?
So the easiest way to manage all of those things that John just mentioned is take a lot of those transactions that you get, and on almost everybody's banking statement, you have the ability of downloading the bank statement, or if you're lazy, go take a picture of some of those transactions.
Hey, don't say lazy. Don't say lazy.
Well, I'm lazy. I mean, and see, here's the thing. I'm going to say lazy because I'm that person. if I have to go around and have to hunt around to download the transaction, I might just go and take a picture of the transaction, and then, or a set of transactions, and take that picture and feed it into AI. And to LaDonna's point, some of those $5 transactions or rate increases or some of those things, your respective AI agent, whatever you choose to use, will go through the exercise of analyzing all that and tell you where you can go through the exercise of deleting, ending the subscription, or in fact finding some alternative ways of spending some of that.
I love that because you know you're right. You can upload those images of those statements and ask questions as your financial advisor. Now, I have hesitated to send or to import my bank statement into my AI because it has my account number on it. What are your thoughts about that for safety?
So I know this can be a little bit controversial. I know on occasion, I think we've had this discussion on previous calls. So here's the deal. So much of our data now, believe it or not, is already exposed. That doesn't necessarily mean that you should, be willy-nilly and uploading account information all over the place. But I would say if you're very hesitant about uploading account information, when you do so, just take the general transaction and make sure that your account information, the account number, the checking account number, and the routing number is blacked out if you're concerned about that. And I mean, that's a very valid concern to have, but don't let that stop you from letting AI do the analysis work of helping you get in a better financial position.
I like that. What kind of financial secrets does AI start finding once it looks at those statements?
Well, for starters, and I think you alluded to a little bit of that you talked about earlier, looking at some of those $5 transactions and $10 transactions, it'll go through, and then you can go back as far as you want to. So I sat down with my financial advisor just yesterday, AI, and I took several of those checking accounts that I had and money market accounts and those kind of things and threw all of it into AI. And I said, hey, tell me what I'm doing wrong. And it said, first and foremost, you're not doing anything wrong, but there's some ways and there's some things we can tune up here and there. So those subscriptions that you might have that you didn't realize you have, why are you doing that? Maybe you can downgrade a subscription. Maybe you can go about eliminating that subscription. And what it'll do, as it did for me yesterday, was give me the website or instructions on how to go about doing that. Something that I might be, I don't want to use the word lazy, but maybe not motivated to do otherwise.
Look, tell me about it. I love it when you say that. But let's look at motion versus progress. Once AI shows you the truth, how do you help, or how can it help you to build a better plan so that you don't make those same mistakes anymore?
Great question. So you have to do the work, right? It's going to identify some of these different things in which you can do to be better, better stewards of your money. But ultimately, once it's giving you the instructions, once it's giving you the suggestions and recommendations, then you have to be the individual to go ahead and hold yourself accountable. Now, how can AI help you with that? I talked to a guy last year who said every day he sits down with his respective AI agent and he talks about all the different things he did that day. And then he goes back and says, what could I have done better? It lays out that plan for you that you now have an accountability partner with. So when you come back the next morning, or the following day, hey, these are the things we talked about we were going to do. We're going to spend better here. We're going to go eat better here, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then helps you be accountable. So I say AI can be your accountability partner if you allow it to do so.
And those of you out there that are used to looking at financial reports, you can have the same thing on your own finances, because now what you're telling me, Jason, and what I know to be true is that you can ask AI to say, hey, show me my income, show me my my expenses, show me my meals, my meal expenses, because now you can go into different categories and say, how much did I spend in eating out on this particular statement? How much did I spend at retail stores or at Walmart? So it can give you those a snapshot of that. And I know some people are saying, well, I can do that myself. Yeah, you can. But if you've worked with an accountant like I have, and Jason, I know you've worked with an accountant, it takes a lot of time to kind of figure that out, so because the statement is aggregate. And now we're looking at something that is non-aggregate and more specific. Hold that thought for a second, guys. If you have any AI questions on your personal finances, you can give us a call at 773-591-1690. We're going to go to break, traffic and weather. When we come back, we're going to continue with this AI conversation and possibly what prompts you need to use and what AI apps you need to think about using.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Smart conversations with smart people makes us smarter. And that's exactly what you get on Bound and Woven with Rufus Williams. This isn't surface level talk. This is where authors become experts, where books become blueprints, and where ideas are challenged, not just discussed. From Colin Woodard on Nations Apart, to Gloria J. Brown Marshall breaking down the history of protests in America, to Gary Tyler sharing a story of resilience and redemption in Stitching Freedom. These are not interviews. These are conversations that matter, because every book has a story and every story has a deeper meaning. Bound and Woven with Rufus Williams on Bond TV. You can catch us on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV Plus, the WVON app, and VON.TV.
Hey Alexa, play WVON 1690 AM.
Getting WVON 1690 AM station from iHeartRadio.
Try it out for yourself. America is listening to WVON.
Beauty is more than style, it's a story, and now you get to hear it straight from the source. Solo Beauty Supply presents the Hair Tour radio show, coming to WVON Saturdays beginning May 2nd at 2 p.m. From Chicago to the West Coast, top salon owners pull back the curtain on the business, the culture, and the grind behind the chair. From building brands to shaping communities, this is where beauty meets boss moves. Tune in, tap in, and take notes. The Hair Tour radio show, Saturdays beginning May 2nd at 2 p.m. only on WVON.
This report is sponsored by Ashley Furniture. Ashley's spring savings event is happening now. Find inspiring looks at unbeatable prices with select styles starting at $4.99. Plus, save $100 for every $1,000 you spend and get free white glove delivery with select mattress purchases. Only at Ashley.
Hey, baby! I'm your Magnolia Blues man, Sir Henry Cheatham, inviting you to join us on WVON 1690 for some real American music and culture. Here on Classic Blues and R&B. Check us out Saturday, 11 p.m. until 2 a.m. on WVON and Classic Blues and R&B.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt? Angela was. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $80,000. Felicia was having health problems, got behind on her taxes, interest and penalties were adding up. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $15,000. Civic Tax Relief is a professional tax negotiation firm that can protect you from the IRS. If you're getting collection letters, call Civic Tax Relief for a free consultation. They will go to work helping you discover all the relief programs you may qualify for free. James owed the IRS $37,000. Civic Tax Relief represented him against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, he did not owe the IRS anything. If you are in trouble with the IRS, call Civic Tax Relief for your free consultation now. 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257. Get a free consultation and real tax relief. Call 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan downtown on 95th, stop and go traffic 36 minutes. I-57 Ryan I-80 slow go 16 minutes. Bishop Ford Ryan I-80 94 7 minute delay 20 minutes. Stevenson to Subble Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State. Stop and go traffic 56 minutes. Eisenhower Wolfdo Post Office. Stop and go traffic 15 minutes. Kennedy downtown to O'Hare. Stop and go traffic 57 minutes. And Eden's Montrose Lake Cook. Smooth sailing 15 minutes. Weather for today, Chicago, breezy, warm and bright. I-80 and a low of 60. Tomorrow, scattered rain and storms. I-70 and a low of 46. It's currently 81 degrees and cloudy. That's your traffic and weather update now. I'm Logan Page on the Talk Chicago WVON 1690 AM.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
All right. We're back. WVON 1690. You're listening to the afternoon show with Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray. I am here with our monthly contributor on AI practices and, tools. Here we go. Jason Easterly. And I want to read something from the chat. Someone said, hey, LaDonna, you're giving seniors with built up wealth bad advice. Senior scams are in the billions from theft and loss. So if you remember, Preston, I asked Jason how they can protect themselves because you are so correct. That's why I don't upload anything with my account number. So what I do is I redact my account number, take a picture of my statement, and that doesn't trace it back to me. There's no address, no account number, and it's simply a set of numbers. As a matter of fact, I just dropped a sample bank statement into my AI while we were on break. And Jason, I said, okay, spot some invisible habits for me. And it showed, and it said the problem, the account balance was only $648.02 before the mortgage payment hit, leading to an overdraft fee. Now, I got another text message saying that if we use AI for everything, what's going to happen to our brains? That's another valid concern and question. And this is so true. If you use AI for everything, but watch this, that question came up when computers were hitting the households as well. So AI is a tool. It's not a replacement. It's one of those things where I say, Jason, let's say that someone is behind on filing their taxes because they need to give a line item by line item for their business. I'm losing the term there. What were you calling it?
I was agreeing with you. Go ahead.
They have to give detailed information on their expenses because they have a small solopreneur business. Okay. And they don't have the time to tally up but they must take the time. Well, AI is a tool. It's a resource. Yes, you will have to do it, but AI helps you do it a little bit faster and probably get it done a lot quicker before those deadlines. But before we went to break, I was talking about what AI do you use and what prompts should you use when you're looking for personal finance advice or direction from an AI tool.
Yeah, so the most common one is ChatGPT, right? Everybody knows ChatGPT. That's the one you can start using, within minutes, whether you be on your phone or your computer or what have you. When you talk about, I want to go back to something you mentioned in terms of the tool. It kind of ties in everything we're talking about here. So many people are concerned about AI mushing their brains. I don't know if that's a technical term, but I'm going to go ahead and use it for today because I use it so much and now I don't know how to do some of these things out here. Last month, we talked about how AI is supposed to be the tool that will not necessarily take away your job or mush your brain, but it's going to make you even better at whatever it is you do. Right. So if you are a doctor or a lawyer or whatever technical skill set you're in, AI should be that screwdriver, that hammer that makes you be a little bit better at whatever it is you're trying to do. Finally, going back to what you talked about, the tax person that might be behind on their taxes because they don't want to go line by line. As you know, I'm also a tax preparer, and this year I have integrated AI into my tax preparation methodologies that's made me so much better. I have people that drop off bags and bags of receipts or Excel spreadsheets with a lot of stuff all over the place. And by taking all that information and putting it into my respective AI tool and saying, can you let me know all the different things I need to plug in on my Schedule C, it does that so much quicker than I would do having to go through it over the course of an afternoon or an evening because it's a lot more efficient. And that's the tool, and that's what it's designed to do.
Absolutely. Well, just in the 3 minutes we have left, what are your closing thoughts on utilizing AI safely for your personal finance and finance planning? Because my kids and I, we do a budget at the end of the
Hmm.
year, sometimes at the beginning, and we don't always follow it. So, what are your closing thoughts?
So for one, now as putting my tax preparation hat on, I would say for anybody who's doing an annual budget, I would say shift that into a quarterly budget. And the reason being because the plans you put in place in December of 2025 might not necessarily bode with the things that happen throughout 2026. So I always recommend to everybody, look at your budget every 3 months. With respect to the original question, as well in terms of how you can use AI to be better stewards of your finances. If you are a person that has a financial planner, I would say use AI in concert with that financial planner. Meaning, as you're talking and having those conversations with your financial planner, your accountant, your tax preparer, whomever. Then double check that work with AI. Hey, Mr. Johnson said I should put $300 a month off to the side because that's what he thinks I can do. Here's how much I make. Here's what my budgets are looking like. AI, what are your thoughts on that? And then use those two, recommendations and determine what's the best thing for you. I close with this. Instead of looking at AI as this hindrance, instead of looking at AI as this thing that's this quote unquote boogie monster, understand that it is in fact the genie's out the bottle. And it's a tool that's going to make you better at whatever you do, particularly in this conversation around being better stewards of your money.
I love it. Thank you so much, Jason. And we can't wait to hear from you next month. Guys, I'm going to put some tips in Facebook so that you can read what it is, what the best practices of keeping yourself safe. Redacting information is very, very powerful. So just take a
Indeed.
look at these steps and hopefully it'll help you in making a decision to use AI or not to use AI. Thank you so much, Jason.
Hey, thank you very much. Have a great one.
All right, you do the same. All right, guys, we're getting ready for news, traffic, and weather. And those of you with families, we're talking about fathers, mothers, grandparents, aunties. You got little kids out there. Bring them to the Chicago Reading this Saturday. And guess who's going to be here to tell us all about it? That's right. Cleopatra Draper will be on the afternoon show right after this.
Hope you're having a thriving Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here's happening in your local and national news. Tourism in Springfield is rising, with visitor spending expected to exceed $650 million thanks to major events like the Route 66 Centennial and new attractions. Despite the growth, many downtown businesses say they aren't seeing the benefits and can continue to struggle. Owners point to lingering effects of the pandemic, vacant buildings from recent fire, and the closure of a major downtown hotel as key reasons fewer tourists are spending time. In other news, a report of a shooting in the north suburbs is resulting in a soft lockdown at a Evanston Township high school. Police say the shooting happened this morning at Mason Park. People are urged to avoid the area. No injuries have been reported. In other news, Nebraska's Identity Preparatory Academy will open in North Omaha as the state's first Black-founded all-girls middle school. Founded by educator Dornesia Phillips, the school was developed with input from local families and students. It will focus on culturally responsive learning, leadership, and academic achievement. Leaders say the goal is to boost confidence and representation for Black girls in education. And ESPN's The Jeopardy universe is expanding. Mark Mayfield explains.
A new sports edition of the show is now in the works for Disney Plus and Hulu. ESPN Jeopardy will feature ESPN talent playing for charities of their choice with the chance to win a $500,000 grand prize. Monday Night Football broadcaster Joe Buck is set to host the series and will ask questions that focus on sports and ESPN content. A release date for the series is currently unknown. I'm Mark Mayfield.
This newscast is brought to you with a reminder to bring your young people 6 to 16 to the Chicago Reading this Saturday, April 25th at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701
South King Drive from 11 to 2. It's cultural literacy and storytelling at its finest, and it's free thanks to our friends at ComEd. I'm Logan Page, and that's what's happening in your news now on WVON 1690 AM.
WVON is all about family. That's why Jill Ross of the Shenanigans series is back, bringing literacy to life for young people ages 6 to 16. It's the Chicago Read-In, Saturday, April 25th at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701 South King Drive. The Chicago Read-In is designed to excite and stimulate the minds of young people by promoting the power of literacy and storytelling. It's an afternoon of live performances, including hip-hop ballet from Homer Bryant's Hip Let's Ballet Troupe, fresh off Broadway as Simba in The Lion King. It's Chicago's own A.J. Rhodes Jr. Enjoy spoken word by Logan Liu, blues by Fernando Jones, and get a history lesson on Maxwell Street from actress Dawn Bless. They'll be tap, mimes, sculptors, black cowboys. We're bringing our history to life for the next generation. You can also meet authors, purchase books, and connect to other child-friendly resources. The Chicago Read-In is a family affair and it's free, but registration is required. Register at Eventbrite or at WVON.com. The Chicago Read-In, Saturday, April 25th at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701 South King Drive. Doors open at 11 a.m. and the show starts at 12 noon sharp. We're celebrating literacy, celebrating young people, celebrating our culture. On the station that celebrates Black excellence, WVON. The Chicago Read-In is produced in conjunction with Vaughn TV's upcoming series, Turn the Page, coming to Vaughn TV this summer.
The Chicago Read-In is powered by ComEd.
Alzheimer's is the fourth leading cause of death among African Americans over 65. If Alzheimer's is affecting you, meet me at the UIC Forum Saturday, April 25th at the 4th Annual Release the Silence Conference. It's sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association Illinois chapter. You'll learn more, get your questions answered, fellowship with others dealing with Alzheimer's, and you'll leave better than when you came. The doors open at 9 a.m. and registration is free. Call their helpline, 1-800-272-3900. That's 1-800-272-3900. WVON is a media sponsor and proud partner.
Autism is not one story. It's many unique journeys that deserve to be seen, heard, and understood. This Saturday on the Community Health Focus Hour, host Carl West and Chicago medicine experts will look at autism in our community, embracing every unique journey. Hear perspectives from community leaders and an adult on the autism spectrum, sharing their personal journey. Listen this Saturday at 1 p.m. on WVON and Facebook Live. The Community Health Focus Hour, Saturdays at 1 p.m., powered by the Urban Health Initiative of Chicago Medicine at the forefront.
This report is brought to you by Summit Racing Equipment. It's car care month, and Summit Racing has what you need for bumper-to-bumper care. Revive the interior, exterior, under the hood, and more. Shop summitracing.com. Use promo code RADIO for $10 off an offer of $100 or more. Exclusions apply. Offer ends May 3rd, 2026.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. In Ryan, downtown on 95th, stop and go traffic 34 minutes. I-57 Ryan I-80, slow go 15 minutes. Bishop Ford Ryan I-80, 94, 6-minute delay, 18 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State, stop and go traffic 52 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolfville Post Office, stop and go traffic 49 minutes. Kennedy downtown to O'Hare, stop and go traffic 56 minutes. And Eden's Moncho Slate Cook, smooth sailing 16 minutes. Weather for today, Chicago, breezy, warm and bright. I have 80 and a low of 60. Tomorrow, scattered rainstorms. I have 70 and a low of 46. It's currently 81 degrees and cloudy. That's your traffic and weather update now. I'm Logan Page on the Talk Chicago WVON 1690 AM.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Oh, I'm in a big mood, 'cause I can feel you. Something wake up cool in my body, tell me what you do. I'm in a big mood.
WVON, WVON, WVON. Have I got a treat for you? You do not want to miss WVON Night at the Black Ensemble Theater. That's tomorrow night. Tickets are moving fast, and that you think that's just something there, but it's actually true. There's only a handful of tickets left. We'd love to see you come out and join us. The award-winning Jackie Wilson story is back, and trust me, this show will have you on your feet, singing, dancing, and living your best life. This is the kind of night people talk about all summer, hosted by me, Atiba Buchanan, and of course,
LaDonna Ray. Yeah. Look, I was thinking about the dancing part.
yes, you're all in. We like you said, we got to work on them steps.
Right.
Listen, don't wait, guys. Get your tickets now at theblackensemble.theater.org, or you can simply go to the WVON website, WVON.com, and click on the banner and get your tickets there. WVON is 63, and of course, we are still having fun.
And absolutely go to the WVON.com website because the banner is right there. You click on it, takes you right to get your tickets. And you said there were a handful. I'm not sure if that's the case, but because the tickets they keep going.
That's right.
Every time we have these events, we love to see you guys out there so that we can see you in person and come out and have some fun.
And it means a lot to our sponsors to see something sold out. That helps us. I promise you guys, you're helping us when you help us sell things out. But this weekend is lit for WVON. That's just Friday night.
Right.
We got a lot going on Saturday, too. And joining us on the live line is our very own Cleopatra from the Cleopatra Show.
Yes.
She is hosting Saturday at the Read-In. Hey, Miss Cleopatra.
Hey, Atiba. Hey, LaDonna. How are you?
We are
well-tastic.
Fantastic. Glad that you are joining us. Are you excited about Saturday? And if so, and I'm sure you are, why?
Well, first and foremost, thank you all for sharing time. And secondly, of course, and I'm going to tell you why. Anytime there's an opportunity to uplift our children in our communities, I'm there with bells on. So there it is. And it's for the goodness of literacy. What better way than to ignite our babies than to put them on the path of literacy? So I'm excited.
What can people expect when they come out? I just said before the break, fathers, grandparents, uncles, aunties, mothers, bring the kids, bring the families. What can they expect when they come out to the Chicago Read-In?
An opportunity to be childlike in a safe environment and to have fun and to embrace the joy of music and interpretation and to appreciate a lot of Black excellence programmatically. And from an environmental standpoint, being in the heart of Bronzeville at the Harold Washington Cultural Center is the epic opportunity where community meets literacy at its finest. So I'm excited not only to interact with our constituents that serve us all the time in terms of community. You got Mad Rhythms Tap. You have Fernando Jones. You have hip play ballerinas. They're phenomenal, but it is so many more that we just didn't even list because we don't want to spill all of the goodness. But I expect for us to just have fun and adults and children get an opportunity to be childlike. That's a blessing.
It is. It is. I can't wait to see hip play. I've heard of them for the past few years, but I've never seen them perform. Now, Fernando Jones, we can't say his name like he ain't heavy. He is really the blues and what's the word I'm looking for?
What?
He is the blues man today, and he teaches at Columbia College. When we do the Blues Fest, he's always invited. He's going to join us after you, Miss Cleopatra, to talk about this a bit. But again, my point in bringing up Fernando is it's something for every age range, and even for the younger kids that have not been introduced to the blues. What a better way to do it.
I think it's beautiful. As you all know, I have little babies. All three of them are going to be in the building. I think phenomenal. You know, when I think about the opportunity of meeting some of the complaints we have of what we need to do and getting our children to be competitive, this is the bedrock of where those programmatic opportunities that we already have in our community, they're waiting on your child to fill up those seats.
Can you speak to, especially as the mother of three young babies, but boys at that, just what are your expectations as far as or you could talk to people about the potential inspiration, because you never know what is going to inspire a child. And I think some kids are going to walk out of there and just have a whole new world open up to them.
You know, I liken myself to be the female version of Joe Jackson. So whatever they say they want to do, I'm cool with it, because if not, they brother gonna use it. So whatever instrument, whatever moment inspires that child, invest. And then if none of them want to partake, take it to the church, take it to the school. There is some child that will benefit from the opportunities of talent that gravitates to them. And if they hold on to it, great. And if they don't, share the blessing. That's all.
I love the fact that you said that whatever they want to be, you're going to be 100% behind them. A lot of these children are born into digital reading. They don't get to hold a book, or when they pick up a book, I've seen a child actually try to swipe the pages. But when these children come out and it was so funny, but then I understood it. But when you see these children get access to seeing how important it is to read, to imagine, do you also feel that this is a great opportunity for them to think about writing books themselves?
First of all, I appreciate what you said, because, it's like you done been to my house. I'm a little old school. I don't do e-reading like that well. I will for the New York Times and the day-to-day of what we do. But my preference for my literacy appetite is a book. So my children have a really robust library. Phonics for us is digital, so that is on their iPad, so they are familiar. But they've never seen an ebook. I have to think about that. But to your point about inspiring the aspect of writing, interpretation, right? I think the purpose of the hip ballet ballerinas and Fernando Jones and all of these greats is to be a part of the expression of art. And that's what I hope to broadcast and elevate, not only in the name of WVON, but just in the namesake of Black excellence. We bring culture. We bring it. And it is right here in the city of Chicago, right in the bedrock of Bronzeville.
All right, let's give everybody all the logistical information they will need.
Well, one thing about it, I'm telling folks, show up at 11 o'clock at the Harold Washington Culture Center, right there, 4701 South King Drive. And we're going to hang out to 2 p.m. But more importantly, take advantage of the opportunity to come with your eyes and listen in with your ears and give the gift of literacy to your children and the interpretation of art. They can pick their poison, but we'll have so many showcases that by that time, not only should your plate be full, but understanding all of the talented opportunities we have in this city will be broadcasted right there at the Chicago Read-In this Saturday, April 25th.
And we want to encourage people to still register. If you go to WVON.com, then you'll see the Chicago Read-In hosted by Cleopatra Draper, and get those registrations in so that you have a head count and a seat.
Because it's free.
Yeah, it is.
But you can't just show up, right, Miss Cleopatra?
No, and we love to do that. So look to him. Black Chicago. Let me make it plain.
Okay.
LaDonna said, check us out at WVON.com. If you don't want to go there, go to Eventbrite, but you better go somewhere, because there's a seat for you only if you register, because we are trying to get a count so that every child has an opportunity to have a book. Dr. Tillman has gifted some books that will be available. She was on with me earlier this week, and that's a bad girl. She's one of the youngest doctoral candidates that we had that has come through Illinois to earn her degree in the behavioral sciences. I am just thoroughly impressed with her, and she wrote an amazing book. So in order for them to gift out anything, for those that love everything free, you got to have a count.
There we go. Thank you so much for joining us, Ms.
Yes,
Cleopatra.
absolutely.
Good luck tomorrow. I know it's going to be phenomenal, fantastic,
No,
and
it's
amazing.
It's Saturday for her.
Not tomorrow, right? It's Thursday.
No,
It's
tomorrow.
Friday.
Now, here's what I need y'all to do.
Yes.
I have warned my listening audience that tomorrow's WVON night, and for everybody that's a part of the Rhythmless Nation, y'all gonna get them on beat. Okay. Y'all are gonna convert some folk, because in order to clap and sing and dance with Jackie Wilson, they gotta have some rhythm. But don't get intimidated, because LaDonna and Nativa are gonna make sure that we are on beat, right?
That's right. That's right. Thank
All
you
right.
very
So
much.
a lot of activation, because it's a whole birthday vibe for WVON. So I thank you all for the opportunity to stop by.
You got it. Thank you, sis.
you.
And we'll see you Friday night.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, cool.
Take care.
Take care.
All right, guys, it is time for traffic and weather. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Fernando Jones, the blues man. And look, while you wait, go to WVON.com. And as Cleopatra just told you, you got to get those tickets for the Jackie Wilson experience. It's the Jackie Wilson story at Black Ensemble Theater. We'll be right back.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray coming up on The Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Join Rainbow Push for this week's Saturday morning forum, where community, leadership, and purpose come together under one roof. Hear from Yusuf D. Jackson, Reverend Stephen Thurston II, and keynote speaker, Reverend Marshall Hatch Sr., along with special guests raising their voices for change and accountability. It all takes place Saturday, April 25th at Rainbow Push National Headquarters, 930 East 50th Street. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. with breakfast served. The forum begins at 10. And this is just the beginning. Join them again June 10th through the 14th for the Rainbow Push Annual Conference, Fulfilling the American Promise. For more information, visit rainbowpush.org.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Hi, I'm Lori Smith, host of Meeting the Moment. WVON, in partnership with the Chicago Community Trust, developed Meeting the Moment to amplify the voices of nonprofits across Chicagoland, giving them the communication tools they need to expand their reach and turn awareness into action. Right now, our communities are facing real challenges, from economic uncertainty to public safety to access and equity. But in the middle of it all, there are organizations doing the work quietly, faithfully, powerfully. With Meeting the Moment, we'll have honest conversations about the issues shaping our region and, more importantly, the solutions happening on the ground. And each week, we'll feature a Chicagoland nonprofit making a difference. You'll hear their story and find out how you can support their work. Because Meeting the Moment is about more than just awareness. It's about impact. Join the Meeting the Moment movement, a program designed for the doers. For more information, visit WVON.com/Meeting the Moment. Listen every Saturday at 12 noon, right here on WVON 1690, The Talk of Chicago. Let's meet the moment together. Powered by the Chicago Community Trust.
I've tried everything to stand out at work. Donuts, a company coffee blend, even dressed as the company mascot for Halloween.
There's an easier way, a ComEd facility assessment. Their engineer gave my company free insights and actions that saved us $732,000 on energy. Easy, right?
Learn how ComEd can help you save at ComEd.com/facility assessment. ComEd, powering lives. Savings will vary based on customers' usage and rate.
The Chicago Urban League is holding its first ever West Side Health and Wellness Fair. It's called Thrive, and it's focused on helping West Side families achieve their best health with a range of free resources right in the community. Engage with vendors, get free health screenings for the entire family, healthy cooking demonstrations, nutrition tips, mini massages, line dancing, discussion on chronic diseases, mental health and dementia, learn about financial wellness resources, and there will be activities for the kids. Enjoy free refreshments and a chance to win free prizes. West Side Thrive is Saturday, May 2nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Chicago Jesuit Academy, 5058 West Jackson Boulevard. And it's free and open to the public. That's Saturday, May 2nd, 10 a.m. at 5058 West Jackson Boulevard in Chicago. Chicago Urban League Thrive partners Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Alpha Beta Delta Omega Chapter, and Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Rho Zeta Lambda Chapter. Register for Thrive at chideul.org. That's chiul.org.
WVON turned 63 years young in April, and we're celebrating all month long.
Well, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Ooh, wee.
Join us for WVON Night at the Black Ensemble Theater on Friday, April 24th for the return of the award-winning play, The Jackie Wilson Story. This electrifying production will have you singing and dancing in the aisles as the Black Ensemble brings this musical legend to life. His voice, his moves, his music, it changed everything from Jackie Wilson's Lonely Teardrops to Higher and Higher. It's more than a musical. It's a theatrical experience. Join the afternoon show's personalities, that be me, Atiba Buchanan, and LaDonna Ray, as we host WVON Night at the Black Ensemble Theater, 4450 North Clark, Friday, April 24th.
Get your tickets now at blackensembletheater.org or click the Black Ensemble banner at WVON.com.
WVON is 63 and still having fun.
Hey everybody, this is Kendall Moore, the Kendall Moore Show, getting you from your work week to your weekend each and every Friday night from 6 until 9 p.m. I get you from your work week to your weekend. Church, tabernacle.
Kendall Moore, radio for the next generation on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM, WVON.
This report is brought to you by Dell Technologies. Dell PCs with Intel inside are built for the moments that matter, like when you're finishing a big project and you can't be interrupted by an update. With long-lasting battery life and built-in intelligence, you can stay focused on what matters most. Built for you. Learn more at Dell.com/Dell PCs.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Baby, my Valentine. Can I hit the licky with the temperature? If you leave me a good time, I suck. You are like the oxygen I need to survive. I'll be honest.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to WVON, you know that, but you're also listening to the afternoon show with Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray, and we are just about to wrap up our show for the day and the week, guys. Again, WVON.com is where you find those tickets for the Jackie Wilson story that we'll be hosting together. When I say we, I mean Atiba Buchanan and myself will be hosting tomorrow. So we'd love to see you guys come out. And on the live line, we just got through talking to Cleopatra Draper. She's going to be doing the Chicago read-in at the Harold Washington Cultural Center on Saturday. But you must register in order to have a seat in the place. Don't just show up. She said to the Black listeners, didn't she?
That's right.
She said, don't just show up, register. And of course, we have the blues man himself, Mr. Fernando Jones.
He's going to be a big part of this presentation. Mr. Jones, welcome to the afternoon show.
Hey, thank you. And how is everybody doing this lovely Thursday evening? Afternoon.
We are fantastic.
Look, I could tell he outside. It must be nice out.
Clearly.
He got the top down.
That's right. That's right.
So good, sir. What can people expect? What are you going to be doing for the people tomorrow?
Well, I am constantly improving instruction just from listening to what's happening. I'm going to have to bring out a whole bunch of bells and whistles.
Are you going to have a band?
Well, you know what? I'm going to play. We're going to put it that way.
Okay.
So I might have the band. It might be me. I'm going to give away some harmonicas. I'm going to bring some activity books for the little bitty ones. And I'm going to bring some more resources. You know, I was just listening to the segment that you all had before, and it's like, man, it's almost like it'll be a blues camp trade show. So
I love it, man. For those who are not familiar with you, tell them a little bit about Fernando Jones and your activity in the Chicago blues scene.
Well, long story short, I started playing when I was 4 years old, and my older brothers, Big Flo, whose name is Floree, and Greg, they were musicians, and I wanted to be like them, and they impacted and inspired me. And then I inspired and impacted my nephew Chip and my niece Carolyn. And we had a little band when we were little kids. And when we got grown, Chip, who was no longer with us, we had a band. And I still have a band. I'm on faculty at Columbia College as the founding blues ensemble director. I created a program called Blues Kids of America 38 years ago and created a blues camp 17 or 18 years ago. And I love the blues.
Those children, you said blues camp? Do these children grow into blues band players?
Yes, ma'am. Yep. We give students an opportunity who may be beginner, intermediate, or advanced level players to study with my team and I over a week at Columbia College in the summer. That week is July 5th. And then we have camps in different parts of the world as well. You know, we will be establishing a free blues camp in Ghana. Tokyo, we have a blues camp in Tokyo, Japan, Osaka, Japan, and different parts of throughout the United States. We partner with institutes of higher learning and or performing arts facilities and give kids and their parents an opportunity to have a blues immersion experience with no economic impact to them, you know.
I love it.
And the cool thing, I'll say this here about, I'm sorry about cutting you off, I'll say this right quick. The cool thing about the blues camp that we have here in Chicago is that we have a component for adults, which is free also. It's called the Blues Mamas and Daddies. And so what happens is the parents of the blues kids, the donors, the friends of the camp, so on and so forth, they put together a band, and then they open up some of the showcases, all of the showcases for the blues kids during that week. You know, for example, during that week, on that Monday, we'll take the kids on a field study activity so that they can bond and be kids. It might be skating or it might be bowling or whatever. Tuesday, we have a sneaker ball for the kids. Wednesday night after blues camp, the day component ends. The kids, they play and headline at Reggie's downtown. And on Tuesday, they headline at Navy Pier. And on Thursday, we're still working out where we're going to be. In the past, we've had culminating activities.
I'm going to slide in real quick because we only have a couple of more minutes. Atiba, I know you're going to get in so we can get to the weekend.
Yeah, listen, we are wholly excited to see you this coming Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It ties in because we're going to roll out some of these kids that are coming Saturday into blues camp. So that's why I was giving that backstory.
Gotcha.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. We love it, brother. And let me thank you personally for keeping the culture of the blues alive within our community. Right? That is really important right now. So we got to get going. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I always say keep it healthy because it's part of the molecular structure of American music, and I think it will always be alive. But just like our bodies, we're alive when we want to be healthy.
Amen.
So,
Fernando Jones, thank you, brother, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Right on, big brother.
Thank you, man.
All right, that's it for us, except tomorrow. Make sure you go to WVON 16. Well, no, it's WVON.com. I'm so programmed. And get those tickets. I think there's only, a few left now? We get an update, guys. So we want to see you out there. We want to take pictures with you, and we want you to have some fun and get the backstory to Jackie Wilson. Jackie Taylor is putting this on. You know that is nothing short of excellence. So we can't wait to see you guys out there. I got to head out and get my outfit. I didn't tell you what I was wearing, Atiba. All right, guys, that's it. The afternoon show will be back on Monday. Check me out Saturday for the senior talk show at 7 a.m. I'm filling in. So 7 a.m., I want you guys to tune in, and then I'll be back for the afternoon show at 9 and back on Monday for the the wake up show on Saturday at 9, and then I'll be back to the afternoon.
Okay, we
show.
get it. You're here all weekend.
Don't hate. All right, guys, that's it. Bye-bye for now.